What's up, everybody? Stephen Story, 8 Kai Follow 9. In this thing, we are waiting on James Keith. He'll be the first one. We got the first Kanemaster, James Keith, who's going to be on here. We're going to be asking him a few questions and breaking down a few of his videos, kind of going over what he has what he has discovered being a Kanemaster over these last almost 20 years now. So again, guys, I'm gonna show y'all something real quick so y'all can kind of get an idea of that he's done, you know. So yeah, there we go. Here's one of his videos. I don't know if y'all remember this one. Let's see if I can get y'all going right here. There we go. This video right here of James Keith, this is one of the things that made me want to twirl, man. Made me want to learn how to twirl. This came out back in 06. I probably watched it in 07 when I first started twirling. So it was insane, man, some of the skills that he had. And when James hops on here, I want to break this down. I want to break this video down with him. And let y'all just keep watching it. Video. Matter of fact, guys, I'm gonna do a quick breakdown on this one. So the hardest part of this video, the hardest part of that video was his hook tricks. So he's going so fast that you can't always see exactly what he's doing. We got Quezzy. What's up, Quezzy?
What's good, man?
Yo, what's up, man? We're waiting on James Keith, man, to hop in. We're doing his first breakdown, but if you're here, you and I'll go ahead and get started, okay?
Bet.
So first, as y'all see, we got Quezzy, 9 Club from Gamma Epsilon GE, 2K2. Tell us a little bit about you, Quezzy.
Kappa or life in general?
No, we're just doing straight Kanemaster bios, okay?
Yeah. So I'm Spring 2K2, Gamma Epsilon. I came into the bond.
Get out of here.
Yo,
get out of here. Get out of here. Nobody cares. You don't care.
Ain't you supposed to be on a bed somewhere?
I'm waking up, baby. I'm waking up. I'm coming back from Corona. I'm waking up. That's your story, man.
Yo, what's up, man?
Yo, what's good?
Yo,
all right. Quezzy, finish your introduction.
All right,
JFK, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get in what you got.
Hey, James Keith just happened to be my 6th, so but the front of our line don't really matter. So, so I mean, he came in right on time in terms of talking about my greatness. You know what I'm saying? You can co-sign it though, Noop. So I keep it quick. You know what I mean? So I'd say my trajectory in Kappa and with Kane, and I'll actually talk about it from the virtual space. So James was, like I said, he's our 6, and everybody knows his reputation. But what folk don't know is how he hit the virtual space with YouTube, and that happened back in, I think, 2006. Yeah. So David Boyd, my wife told me about this noob that was twirling on YouTube. His name was David Boyd. And I saw his video and I was like, oh, hell, we got to get James on here. And we put him on, and that noob twirling video went viral. I mean, for our time back then, because YouTube was nothing. And what you're looking at is actually, this is my house at the time, and my wife is videotaping, and he and I are talking back and forth. And at the time I was a professor, so I was like, I'm not getting on the camera. I can't do that. But James got on and ripped it, and it really set the stage for pretty much all the videos that we see. And following that, we decided to write the book. He did a bunch of tutorial videos to let folk know what the word was with it. Then we wrote the book on the brief history of twirling, just so everybody can understand what the lineage is of noops who've come through. So when you look at what's happening on the videos, you got to know there's noops that came before us that did this work. And we dropped that in 2011 at Centennial. And so since then, I think the most, the next first that we've done, and Steven, you was a part of this, and everybody who twirled, just a couple of days ago with that battle, the first live battle to go on, to go down. So I mean, that's probably the trajectory. James and I have probably we've been parallel with the work, because this internet space is serious, and James is taking it to a level that he'll talk about from with the work that he does. But I've had the pleasure of being twirling at the Centennial and took third place at Centennial. We generally consider the top, the number one to be that part, that one who walk away. But as far as I'm concerned, hell, to be on that stage and go hard and to place in the top three, that's just number one for me, as I'll take, you know what I mean? Because you'll never be able to visit that again. And then I've held the title of Northeastern Kanemaster as well. So at that point, I'll go ahead and pass it to James since he's here.
No, how are we doing this? Steve, you just going one by one?
Well, what I want to do, what I want to do as we hop on here, what I really want to do, guys, I got 6 questions I want to ask everybody that's on the panel, because a lot of these things I know about y'all because I know y'all over the last 10 years, but everybody else doesn't know about our art inside of Kappa, So like, what we want to do is we want to take some of the mystique off of us, and from our point of view, what our art means to us. So I wrote down 6 questions, and everybody feel free to expound upon them. My main, but the first thing I want to do, James, I want to do a breakdown of everybody's videos. Okay, so Kwesi, if you would send me a link to one of your videos, and James, we have a lot of your videos, so I just want to get an idea of basically why you do the tricks you do as you're doing them, and kind of like how you were feeling. So I'm gonna bring out some of your older videos, James, and I'm gonna ask some questions too, okay?
All right. So
first things first, James. So when did you start twirling?
Let's see, maybe 2001. Yeah, around 2001, late 2001. Yeah.
And so next question is like, so when do you get good at this? Like, did it take were you 6 months in, you like, damn, I'm good, or what?
I think everybody is different. So what happened is, I went to school in Alabama. I went to Tuskegee. A lot of twirlers were there from Birmingham. It's like a hotbed for twirling in general, as we will hear from, the GOAT, Zorro, Rob Moody. I keep pointing down because on the video he's below me, so I'm like, yeah. But anyway, I don't know if everyone else sees it like that, but so I got there, coming from Detroit, and I knew I wanted to be a Kappa. I was in Kappa League in high school, and I didn't realize that they twirled canes because nobody in Michigan and Northern Province could really twirl like that. And I started seeing guys twirling, and actually I remember it was really when Paco and his line crossed, and we were off the yard, and they came to Tuskegee to twirl. And one of my ships, Travis Gooden, who's also from Birmingham, he's about 5 years older than me, he started laughing at me because he didn't think I was gonna have the grades to get online, and he was like, man, that dude is gonna eat up the whole at that point, we just lived state by state, province by province. So we weren't thinking about New York, California, etc. Alabama was the center of the universe, in our opinion. and it arguably still is from a twirling standpoint. And so I went to Walmart sort of that night. I'm a hyper competitive person just in general. And I bought an ugly cane. I cracked it in half. It was this short, you know. I had a stopper on one end, and I started twirling in my little dorm room, and it was an all white room. And anyone who knew me knew all over that room were black marks. I had a white refrigerator, and it was black marks all over. Everybody in the dorm knew I was dropping the cane everywhere and breaking stuff. And all I knew, I was doing that, and I was trying to figure out how to be out so the Newts would put me on the next line. And I didn't even know if it was gonna happen. But you know, I had a red light in my window. Man, I was in trouble basically. But this conversation ain't about pledging. But anyway, I think it was about 2001, and it was really after seeing what the Newts were. Actually, a Q showed me what twirling was first on Tuskegee's campus.
Wow.
On my campus, everybody wanted to be the Newts. And I know some old Qs and some old Sigmas and some old Alphas gonna deny that. But I know some boys who on lines after mine, and I know they all wanted to be the Newts at some point. But you know, Quasi will tell you, everybody ain't able. So yeah, about that time, I would say I started noticing that I was good around the time we got online, because I would practice with Travis Gooden all the time. So to give a little bit more history, Travis Gooden, who's the 3 off spring 2002 from GE, he really, and I think they will all back this up, he taught everybody on our campus how to twirl. Everybody from 1997 onward how to twirl, including D-Fin, you name it. And so Travis would pull me to the side and show me all the basics he knows. And I think what made me sort of different or start to have a style of my own is I started twirling wrong at first. I think it's really important to let everyone, when they start twirling, if they're going to have a style, to start twirling however they will. And that means they may not twirl with the hook starting in and moving outward, etc. You don't necessarily want to try to do uniform moves day one that you would do in a step show. So I would do everything backwards. I can only twirl through these 3 fingers. And funny enough, they all hurt right now. And so I couldn't twirl a lot. So I thought I would cheat. And so I would do a lot of wrist moves to continue to keep the cane moving, because in my mind, it was a show. And all the people who didn't know anything about the mechanics of twirling cared about was continuing to see the cane move. And so by the time I started getting training from Travis, where he taught me, you know, you want to start with the hook in, you want to go through all fingers, you want to do both hands, you want to go up, you want to go down, like those basics, being able to twirl forward, up, downward, and start to do some transitions where you're rolling it over your wrists. That came after I already had this broken style, which was use my wrist and move the cane around as much as possible and as fast as possible. So I would say the early style came from that and sort of listening to music. So by the time I got some fundamentals, and we really hid while we were online that I could twirl well. Our pro fights didn't know till the day after we crossed. We sort of had a battle to see who would be the Kane master for that line or for that next upcoming year. And me and Travis went at it, and I won. And a lot of people were slightly shocked. Mainly, I tried to hide it online because I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to get it. So everyone thought, you know, Travis was basically our we called it Little Kane when we were online, but he was like our step master. But then he graduated that spring, and that's really where it took off. I sort of had to start traveling, and I didn't know that I was good until I started traveling and beating guys from other chapters. So until I went down to Tuscaloosa, I don't know if we were in Tuscaloosa or in Birmingham or in Montgomery, but for about a year, I was killing everybody I ran up against until I met Santasio, who crossed the year after me. And all I remember, we were in a skating rink, and it must have been closer down to Tuscaloosa, down to University of Alabama's campus, because like Paco was there too, who's also crossed the year ahead of me, but no one really got in the ring to do the battle, except for me and him. And it's a bunch of my pro fights were there from like Selma, Alabama and Montgomery, Alabama. And they were like, you better kill this or we're going to kill you, you know? And I got in there, and my thinking about twirling at that time was you do a sequence and get off. And it was like, I was used to like the studio rap and making an LP and crafting something, but I wasn't used to the battle. And Santasia just came in there doing wild stuff. He was using the crowd, and he's a tall dude who twirled a short cane, which I was like, that's not going to work out for him. But it did. And he was all on the floor and rolling around. And it's the only time that I can really think of that I bombed one-on-one with somebody else. And after that, I would say that must have been the spring. I'm thinking he crossed in the spring. And I don't know if you know, Rod, but correct me if I'm wrong. But if they crossed in the spring, that made me better. Because by that summer, it was Clave and Charlotte. And I was ready.
In the gym for a second, man.
Ready. Yeah.
Santasia was from Birmingham. We are Battle Cane City.
Yes.
Short canes is what we twirl.
Yes.
That's it. I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right. That's where he got that from, right? I was just really shocked because he's about, I'm about 5'11", 6 foot if I'm wearing shoes. So he's got to be like 6'2", 3, 4, something like that.
Yeah.
And so it just didn't look, I was like, I don't know. My canes are usually the length of my arm. I didn't realize until I met Drew, who started getting all into science, like there's a perfect length. I'm like, I don't know if that's true, bro. But I always tell brothers, try to make it the length of your arm. And I think you can do some extra things with a longer cane. But the stuff that he was doing with a short cane, he being Santasia, was just really, it was awesome. And he was fast. And so I started trying to move like my style and what I thought was I was bringing from like listening to music in Detroit to the speed that I was seeing in Birmingham. And then after that, I was ready to graduate. So we started traveling a lot. But I remember that later that summer, all I could think about battling with noobs from all over the country was Santasia. And again, whatever city that was, it may have been Tuscaloosa, may have been Montgomery, may have been Birmingham. It may have been Tallahassee. I don't know. It may have been Notasoga. We were somewhere in the middle of Alabama at a skating rink.
Hey, James.
Yeah.
James.
Yo.
Hey, I want to get a quick. I'm gonna do a quick 5 questions.
Look who it is.
Answered a few. What's up, Paco?
Right.
Yo.
Yeah. So we already answered a few questions, but
what's up,
you already said your worst twirling experience.
What's up, baby? What's up?
You already said your worst twirling experience. We got beat by Santasia.
Oh yeah.
Paco,
what now?
My bad. I'm letting Paco talk. My bad. What I was saying was you've already said your worst twirling experience when you started twirling. What is your best twirling experience? And then after that, who is the best person you've ever seen twirl that is not you? So those 2 questions, then we'll wrap up. And then we'll do a breakdown video. And then we'll go to the next question.
Yeah. I think my best experience. Wow, that's a really hard one. It had to be that first big one. It had to be like 03 at Clave. I used to be I'm a politician now. I do a lot of public speaking. I talk to like thousands of folks at once. But I used to have a whole lot of stage fright. And I never realized the stage fright came from not really knowing what the hell I was doing. But when you know what you're doing on the stage, you feel fine. And that was the first time I looked out onto a crowd. It may have been 4,000 or 5,000 people in Charlotte. And I was killing it and realized I knew what I was doing. And sort of the energy that they were feeding back to me, it's intoxicating, man. There's nothing else like it. So I would say that's my best experience because it was the first big one. And then the best I've ever seen is Paco, who just signed on. Shout out to everybody else who, made us, inspired us, Dirty Red, Zorro, Defense, all of these folks, Travis, who really trained me. But, Paco was, in my opinion, again, I don't know where everybody else gonna go on this chat, but he was the one for me. So, and, he crossed the year before me. So they came to our campus twirling. I was like, I gotta get up. I gotta do some push-ups, But that was it.
Man, James finesse the gang, y'all. We was in the conclave, and we was about to come to that park where James was. James walked up. James had just got
what clave?
and The one the tape he just played when you had the little tie on when you was in the picnic. You told us not to. You told us not to come. You like, yeah, man, it's already over with. I already killed it. Oh my God.
I mean, look, I don't. Clave is like so. Clave. The other thing is Clave is chaos. It's chaos.
We had just got up. We was on our way to the picnic. On our way, that right there. On our way back. On our way, we and James on the way back. James told us not to come.
You know what? That's Minneapolis. Wait, Charlotte was 03. St. Louis was 05. But we were twirling together in Minneapolis. We were hanging off the Raptors at that club. Remember that club?
Yeah, James. Hey, y'all, James came in the club with some gloves on and some shades on with the big afro. He started twirling.
Yeah, I had all this.
Hey, look, I'm in there trying to talk to the girls. I go over to the little balcony. James got a whole crowd around him with some black shades on, black gloves, and a thin ass cane, and he is going off. He's going off. I was like, look at this nigga here, boy.
You jumped right in. You jumped right in. Paco was hanging off the balcony like I was scared to do what he was doing. I was like, if I fall, I'm gonna die. And I don't know if my insurance gonna cover it. I just got a job, I'm an engineer, trying to be a professional. Paco at the same club because there was an upstairs bar in this club. And he started hanging off the balcony, like twirling and licking his tongue out, and he started crying and shit. It was crazy. That Clave was epic. That was the first time we were at Clave together. Yeah.
That was the best Clave. That was the best Clave.
I think that was the first time we were at Clave at the same time.
I know.
Yeah.
And you got Quasi with the little this is that pat move that Quasi like to do. He'll throw it out like this and he'll flip it back like this. Like he been a box.
Right, like he about to start flipping in the name of love. Right.
Yeah. He do that move so smooth. Hey, Quasi, you do that move sweet, baby. Sweet. That one of your sweetest looking moves to me always.
Man.
Rod. That old video that you put up not too long ago, lit.
Which one at Savannah State?
No, the one when you took off the frat jacket, you turned your back to the crowd.
Yeah, that's Savannah State.
Jacket, you kicked the frat. That was lit. Tell you that was lit.
I was with GE. It was me, D-Fin, and Eric.
Oh, E-Dub?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That was lit.
Hey, one last thing, James, before we go to the next guy, I want you to break down one of these videos. This is probably the video that was in my time. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's my favorite video of that comment song.
I can't believe I don't even like this video, but yeah, I feel you.
This is my intro. This is my intro to James. They were like,
If you would just kind of break down some of the moves in here, was this like a normal flow for you at the time?
Yeah.
And, I think that was like, Paco, you can speak to, it's like a lot of, when you just get together at the house, you just start doing, what you're doing. Again, like I said earlier, when I started twirling, I was twirling wrong with the hook out, and I could only use these 3 fingers. So I started doing a lot of wrist moves to sort of move through stuff until, again, I met Travis, and then they start saying, like, this is how you twirl in a more structured way so you could get in the show and do what everybody else is doing. So
it's some hook moves you are really hard that aren't right, and it's in this video.
That wasn't even mine. I got that from some kid and some high schooler challenged me in Birmingham, and I burned him up.
Yeah, but that's a Birmingham move.
He did that move. I think it was called breaking.
Yeah.
And when he did that, I was like, oh, that's smooth. But the way he did it was real stop and go. He was like 1, 2, 3. And I was like, my whole idea around twirling was always, if it don't flow, it's not worth doing. Like if you can't put it in, if you have to stop and then do it, it didn't work, at least for me. So I figured out how to work it into that. So again, I got that from traveling around. I met a young guy, I can't even remember his name, up in Birmingham. And then even like that one finger thing, I saw one noob like moving around his one finger like 4 times. And I was like, how the hell they do that? So I would do like 2 before I go into another move. So a lot of this stuff, like you see other people doing, you say, can I do it slightly different so I'm not mocking them and make it my own? But I was always fascinated with the revolutions in general. Like, you know, when I started twirling, a lot of people would twirl the cane around their wrist. It hinders you from moving and doing other stuff. So I was trying to do more like on the palm of my hand and the wrist. That one move at the end that people call a windmill. I mean, I used to see a lot of it. Yeah, it's totally an illusion. You know, I'm throwing it up in the air. But when I started twirling, a lot of noobs would like throw the cane in the air and like move their hand over it once and then come back like, you know, Shazam.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I could do it more, noobs would do that all the time.
But it looked great. It looked great. It looked great, bro.
So it's just like taking something and moving with it. But all those moves were just the kind of moves you do on a Friday night at fraternize. And I think the deal is when you look at any profession or anything anyone's doing, practice makes perfect, man. So I think the majority of us who get in that circle and eat it up, like I started looking at, you know, Rod's videos from 99. When we would do that, we'd go to the house. You know, you might be at the house, you know, you drinking, you hanging out, and we would just start twirling. We would have a 1-drop rule, you know, Quasi would be there. And we keep going. So by the time you get to clave or somewhere, you're really doing stuff that you've practiced a million times. You're just trying to remember what you want to do. Now, I will say that one move, that one-handed body wrap, I was just thinking, I heard from like Fred that people had done that before, but I hadn't seen nobody do it. And like, to me, I hadn't, you know, at that time we didn't have the internet, so we didn't see everybody's moves. So like, I didn't realize I was calling it out. Like even that right there, I was looking at everyone doing like, you know, they neck moves, and I didn't want to do the same thing folks was doing, so I was just trying to like, can I throw it up? It was like holding on my neck, and what I was really doing to get around is bending down. So if I was bent down, the weight of the cane would just move itself on its own. So I mean, we can go move by move, but a lot of it was just practice, man. If the noobs was there, we were twirling. We always brought a cane. I used to get mad when I would go to chapters and no one would have a cane. I'm like, what is this? What are we doing? I wouldn't want to leave. I almost got out of school twirling at Ada Chi because it was always a cane around. You know, you had a frat house. I was like, I'm gonna lose my mind. You know, I had like a white girlfriend that year who was down there in Tuscaloosa. I didn't know what to do.
Oh yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah, man.
Good time.
Hey,
good times.
For the second
years ago.
For the sake of brevity, y'all, I gotta move to the next nuke. Okay. Yeah. I got Zoro pulled up, and y'all, hey guys, look, feel free to hop in. Okay, feel free to hop into each other's conversations. Just know I'm gonna get to you, and you're gonna have the floor too. Okay. The next guy I got is Zoro, because we talking about Ada Chi. So I got some of his videos.
They biased as hell.
My bad. So those of y'all probably, I'm gonna let Zoro talk. So Zoro, look, I'm gonna keep showing some of your videos, but when did you start twirling? And what was your best twirling related experience?
I started twirling maybe 93, 94. And Paco knows it's a guy in Birmingham. His name is Marvin Amos. And matter of fact,
Marvin Amos.
Yes.
Marvin Amos. Zoro was president of 5 row at time.
Yep. And so I went to Ramsey High School, and the mayor's son was in my class, and he was like, "Yo, man, he wanted me to join 5 Gamma Row." Took me to Pratt City. I pulled up on Marvin. Marvin had on a green plaid blazer, some khakis, Ray-Bans, and he was twirling a cane, but looked like a perfect circle. It was an all-white cane, twirling like a perfect circle.
Yeah.
And Ramsey High School, they twirled all day long at the time. I had no fascination with it. All I did was draw and read comic books. But that day I saw Marvin Amos, I was like, yo, I gotta get into this. And it was like the Matrix. Yeah. It was like the Matrix. I took the red pill, the blue pill, whichever one it was, and I descended down this rabbit hole. I began to notice Johnny Edwards went to my high school. Man, there was so many cats in Birmingham. But it's like you started to meet them all. Like once you immerse yourself in the culture, I mean, it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I pledged Phi Gamma Rho, and I could not twirl at all. At this time, we had Sean Avant, we had Ricardo, and everybody in the chapter was everybody in Phi Gamma Rho had a different superpower. Like Sean was funky.
Different swag.
Yeah, a different swag, right? So I used to bop and they would chant, "We are the nerd Phi," the song. I mean, it was like I was horrible. I don't forget, man. And so Marvin took me under his wing. And it was a great honor because he was the best cat in the city. Am I wrong, Paco?
Period.
The best cat in the city. And he showed me moves that I do to this day. He showed me moves in 94 that I do in 2020. Yeah. He was just that good. Yeah. Anyway, I'm also I get enamored with things. Like I had to crack it. It was like a code, it was a puzzle. You know what I'm saying? So I practice incessantly. I practice incessantly in my room, like James saying about his room.
Yep.
I had my mom she didn't hate me, but you know what I'm saying? I had marks all over the wall on the room. I had holes, breaking lights, breaking mirrors, all that. You know what I'm saying? But at the time I had a notebook, and every time I learned to move, I would write it down. You
That's
know
where Kane get that from. Anyway,
no, he was before me. He was before me. But this is high school. This is high school. So in high school, I'm writing down moves and I would learn them. And so one day I was playing Mortal Kombat and it was like, combo. This combo is deadly. I was like, I can make up combos. So I started putting together moves like that. And that's how I learned how to twirl without dropping for a long period of time by doing these combos.
Yeah.
And so what I would do is every time I learned to move, I would fit it into the combo. And after a while, I had like this, you know what I'm saying, this gargantuan knowledge of moves that I could pull out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And by the time, so when I got to college, it's like Birmingham was a small city, right? And so actually half of Ada Chi's Birmingham went to Ramsey, you know, since everybody knew I could twirl. So, you know what I'm saying? I right. And I dressed, you know what I'm saying? Because that's Birmingham thing too. We dress, you know what I'm saying? You look like a Kappa before you even get to college.
Yeah.
So I got to college, man, across. Actually, matter of fact, I went to UAB first. And UAB didn't have any Kappas on the yard.
Oh.
At the time. And they called me the boy with the blue blazer. I used to wear this Brooks Brothers blue blazer almost every damn day because I wanted to be the Noops. You know what I'm saying? And I would go to different people's rooms and stuff and twirl, you know, since everybody knew I could twirl at UAB, but the brothers just weren't coming back. I ended up going to Bama, and I wasn't gonna play it, as a matter of fact. I wasn't gonna do it, man. I was like, man, I'm burnt out. You know, I'm tired. I'm done. I just want to get my books and go home. You know, so get my paper and go home.
I feel you.
They had an interest meeting, and my check man Jay, he was like, "Yo, Rod, it's a poster in the Ferg. I think," he said, "I think that you need to go see it." And I went in there, man, and I saw the light. I saw the Kappa light. It was red and white. It was so smooth. And I got to do it, man. I mean, it's like I felt like if I don't do it, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I did it, man. And you know, I guess my best twirling experience, there was so many. But it's funny, I think James spoke on this earlier. I used to practice like 3 hours a day, literally 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
And Conclave 99, I was fresh off the sands. I crossed Spring 98. And I used to practice. I mean, like I never thought I would be a Kane master because I sucked. And I used to practice 3 hours a day. And it came time for the Conclave. I'm like, I go to Conclave, whatever. That's Conclave right there.
Yeah.
And when I got there, the day before that day, I was walking around twirling, killing folks all day long. So there were folks that were there that were there from different chapters, different provinces, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just killing them. Now, at this time, I had the mindset that Birmingham was the twirling center of the world. If you were from anywhere else, you suck, period. I had no knowledge of anybody else twirling anywhere else.
They used to kick me like, you from Detroit. What the fuck was it, Detroit? Beat it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how we were. That was our mentality. It was Andy Raglan. Andy Raglan was the tippy top. And that was it. It was Andy Raglan, stop. Andy Raglan, Elder Watson Diggs, period. In Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? In Birmingham. Facts. Yeah. So I was killing folks. I'm arrogant. You know what I'm saying? Paco, no. You arrogant. You know what I'm saying? You got the skills. You taking folks out. You know, who can touch me? So I'm talking boss shit all day long, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I battled this one noob. Man, Cass was coming at me because by the end of the day, everybody knew it's a dude named Zor walking around talking about shit. So it was a convention room. It was a cat named Fitzgerald died. He just had a heart attack yesterday, man. I hope he's in recovery. But he did a show called the Candyman Show that is killer. If you can find it, you need to watch it. Anyway, he battled me. And this fool, he didn't drop, he stopped like, You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what?
That's how you do it.
Tore like a frame. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you ever in your life? You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking real about shit. They're about the Southwest province, period. So some cats heard me talking. They didn't say nothing. They just went back to Dirty Red. I didn't know this. The next day, I came back to the park. I'm twirling. I'm waterfalling with one hand, twirling with the other, walking around the park, just flexing, flossing. Y'all niggas can't see me. You know what I'm saying? So I walk up to a bench, and there's some bros are like, "Yo, man, are you Zorro?" I'm like, "Man, everybody know me now." You know what I'm saying? Like, "Are you Zorro?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm Zorro." They were like, "Hey, man, I heard you said that you beat the whole Southwest province by yourself."
Yeah.
I ain't say that, but I mean, hell, I probably did. You know what I'm saying? So one dude was like, "Yo, man, let's get some music." I'm like, "I don't need no music, man. Let's twirl, nigga. Let's go." You know, I'm sorry if the nigga word, but anyway, you know, so I'm like, "Let's go." I'm pumped. You know what I'm saying? Just got to the park. I haven't eaten, I haven't drank, I haven't done anything. I walked in the park and immediately it turned into a battle. I battled this cat named Christopher Hubbard. I battled a cat named Myron. I think Myron Mills. Yeah. And
I know Myron.
Yeah, I know Myron.
Sweet noob.
Yeah. Down there, they all seem like pimps in the Southwestern province, you know.
Yeah, but at this point, I didn't know who any of these guys were. No clue at all. So we battling, and so when it started, it was just me, my check man, and it was some guys that were on the bench. By the time that stuff ended, I don't know if y'all seen the videos, if y'all can tell by the videos, it was literally the entire park surrounding us, watching us go at it. I'm talking about bros, chicks, GDIs, everybody. I hate that you can't, but literally that park is full of people watching us go. And then so what happened was Dirty Red came. This fool got a shirt made that had K.A. Psi Master that day so he could battle me, which y'all do not see.
That's my boy. Right.
It's literally a part. I mean, it's like Freaknik action, and I am the butt naked chick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like that, right? But Dirty Red comes out of that crowd of people. They part like the Red Sea. The bros start chanting. And if I had been any other bruh, I would have been shook. You know what I'm saying? But by this point, I know what I know.
Yeah.
And I'm hungry, I'm tired, and I'm frustrated. So Dirty Red understands the art of intimidation. The first thing he does is pull out 2 canes. Now, at this point, he saw me battle. Well, he heard about his boy with 1 cane. He had no idea I could do multiples.
Yeah.
He starts out with 2. At this point, we doing, you know what I'm saying, drop pass. He dropped that 1 cane. I immediately started going in on his ass. You know what I'm saying? And by that point, I had the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So he tried to go again, and it was just pretty much over for him. But you know what I'm saying? Like that right there, this scene right here, man, is what I was practicing for. I had no idea that this would even take place. Who knew? You know what I'm saying? In 94, 95, you know what I'm saying? Twirling at UAB, twirling my parents' house, that I would end up, you know what I'm saying, in front of, I'm gonna say it was 1 million bruhs there, you know what I'm saying, in front of 1 million bruhs against who was known as, you know what I'm saying, the best Kane master outside of the South, because he never made his name, never made it to Birmingham. I had no idea who he was. Now the thing is,
back then,
the thing is, once me and Dirty Red went through this process, we of course gained an appreciation and a respect for one another. He sent me like a bunch of tapes, and I got to see him in his prime. Dirty Red 87, Michael Slider 87. I got him in 99. That was 12 years later. He sent me tapes of him, man, and I put up my top 5 twirlers list, and I said that Dirty Red had showmanship on lock. Dirty Red did shows, man, and he literally had people eating out of the palm of his hand. But it was his skill level, in addition to his showmanship, that made him so outstanding. I mean, he was like, you know, the Michael Jordan. He had that laser focus, that needle focus. He was gonna get in. Drops were rare, difficult moves. You know what I'm saying? He was just one of the best. So Clave 99 is just the experience. I mean, people talk about how do you become a Kane master? You know what I'm saying? The pressure was there, the skill was there. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know what I'm saying, how do you become a Kane master? Like that was my baptism right there. You know what I'm saying? That's probably arguably one of the best moments I've had as a new twirling.
There's always got to be an event like that, where you forced to either show up, grow up, or go away. So, but yeah, I mean that the video from that battle with you and Dirty Red, I mean, it definitely changed all of our perspective. Like everybody on my campus, that was the video we were looking at, because mainly it was the video that OC and D-Fan brought back. Like, y'all got to see this, you know what I mean? And I even, before even my answer earlier, like I always want to put, you know, Dirty Red up there, but you know, for what I like from a flow standpoint, you know, I make my picks. But yeah, the first time I got to meet him and talk to him, I was just in awe because of the skill set more than even the showmanship. His whole step team, it used to be 12 of them, 6 on each side with 2 canes apiece. Killing it. Killing it. Yeah.
And the thing also, one thing about so I have an immense appreciation for the Southwest Province style. One reason why I put up the one video and I said, you know, look at my style here and look at my style there, because my style changed immensely. Because once again, I had no idea there were other styles even existed. It was Birmingham, period. And that's one reason why I love Paco to this day, is because of his style. His style. If there's ever a day where someone says, what's the Birmingham style? Put up a video of Paco and just, you know what I'm saying, walk away. That's it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I was battling Dirty Red, I was looking at them like, man, what these niggas doing, man? This shit whack as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Pardon my French.
Wait, you thought that honestly? You were just like, you saw them doing what they were doing, was like, man, that's whack.
Yeah, I'm seeing red. Two things. I'm hungry. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? And I'm from Birmingham. Everybody suck. You know what I'm saying? Right. If you ain't from Birmingham, you suck. Period. You know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing red. But once I calmed down and got those tapes, was able to look at it and view it, I'm seeing that they're doing really, really technical things. One thing James was saying was it was a 12-man team. They were doing 2 canes, but they were also bopping to songs that were 130 beats a minute. 130 beats a minute. They basically playing the booty music. You know what I'm saying? We trying to 95 BPM, you know, songs down here, but and they killing it. They doing difficult stuff.
All them boys. Yeah.
So once again, I had an appreciation for the technical side of what they were doing. My man Talmadge always says to compare Southern Province and Southwestern Province is to compare breakdancing and ballet. You know what I'm saying? The Birmingham style, Southern Province, Birmingham style is breakdancing. We're gonna wow you. You know what I'm saying? We got tricks for days. We're gonna kill you with tricks. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Southwestern Province is gonna get you with technique. You know what I'm saying? If you let them. You know what I'm saying? Because
if you let them.
If you got because from this crowd standpoint,
yeah,
all they want to see is the glitter. You know what I'm saying? The tricks, and we got that. Like they don't know that you're doing a double wrist flip. You know what I'm saying? Da 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 da. They don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? They want to see you throw it up in the air, catch on your neck. You know what I'm saying? And go down your shirt and end up in your shoe. You know, it's like, oh my God, that nigga killed it. You know what I'm saying? That's all they care about.
Bro, do you remember Hey, oh my God! Oh my God!
Yeah, I just shirt ended up in your shoe.
I think, but I don't know if you mentioned, but and I'd love to know if you disagree with this. What I got from y'all, again, being an outsider coming down, you know, all the way is, I just saw a whole lot of extra speed coming out of Birmingham that wasn't coming out of the eastern part of Texas, and so like everybody I would meet, like when I would get fundamentals down, then Travis would tell me, "Now you got to speed it up." Or you can't go to statewide step show, even though I didn't give a damn about being a step show. He was like, you can't go to statewide and twirl in the crowd unless you speed that up a little bit, you know. So that's another thing that I took away from y'all. But I don't know if do you and Paco see it that way? Like, or do y'all think that they do a lot of speed in Texas? I mean, what do you think?
They don't do speed in Texas.
Okay.
When I
disagree.
It was all about speed and tricks. Like your if you can have a level of speed and execution with tricks, and in Birmingham that was the quintessential style.
Yeah.
The fast, super duper fast, but with tricks too. That's what I always try to combine, because I'm not gonna lie. Ride them niggas was food to me. I could not wait. I wanted to grip all these boys. When you come out of Birmingham, see, that's why it's different from a lot of places. I looked at the rod. I didn't look up the rod like, I looked at the rod like, nigga, wait till I catch this nigga. Wait till I catch.
See, the thing about Birmingham though, when Paco was saying is correct. Yeah, that's the thing about Birmingham. Like, but not only are we competitive, it's a bunch of killers. It's a bunch of killers in Birmingham. Think about it. Me, Paco, Santasio, Jamal, killers. You know what I'm saying? So it's E Branch from Huntsville. But the thing is, you know what I'm saying, you have to find a way to
Vegas.
To perform at peak level at all times, because you never know who you may run into at the gas station, at the grocery store.
Yeah.
We battle everywhere.
I have
battles
at a gas station.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. If you had a name, if you had a name and you got caught slipping, your name was gone.
Yeah.
They were coming for you.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're coming to campus and trying to embarrass me right after lunchtime. Like, I bet he all way down now. I had this I can't even remember his name at this point, but he came and it was right like 12 noon, and we used to kick it on the yard at Tuskegee. And we were just leaving the cafeteria, and I didn't want to do nothing, but some of my pro fights was there, you know, from 99, and they were like, don't slip, not here, not on this app, you know what I mean? It's a hyper competitive thing. One thing I don't know if it existed this era, but I hope it does. And I didn't see the digital competition y'all had yesterday, but I'm just hoping that there's a real competition in it. I mean, even though there's a whole bunch of love, you know, the noops are the noops, etc. But as the girls will go around, like, they want the battle. And I think that would make everybody like, I'm mad that I wasn't at Clave and Houston, because I think it was Paco's like moment. It was amazing. Like that whole sequence. And I told him this before, but it was amazing, and it changed my whole list from being like, I admire the old school. It's like going, I'm a big Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fan when you go Dirty Red, and you like, you know, I like the Dr. J's, you know, Zorros, etc. So you go like did he just do what I think he did in Houston? And then I was just like looking over, like, where am I? I was like sitting in the middle of Connecticut or something, angry. Like, I should have been there. We old. I think it's important to say we old at this point. We all about to be 40. Like, and that's a generation
we all about to be.
I know, right?
When Dirty Red and Zorro and them, they were young to us now. They were like 30. People are like, oh, I'm 30, I don't twirl no more. I'll be 40 next year. So the world is different, you know.
Hey, I want to throw out something.
What you got to say?
I want to throw out something real quick. Just real quick. That I think is really important that we hitting on is the fact that
I'll be right back.
Every province is different in how.
Y'all talking to me?
No. I'm just making I just want to put a pin on a point that Zorro was making.
We know about Dirty Red and Rob out of them though.
I didn't know about them. No clue.
We didn't know about we heard about Dirty Red from Zorro battling him. That was how he got known to Birmingham for real.
Matter of fact, I didn't know. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Hand to God, I literally thought if nobody else twirled but folks from Birmingham, I knew bruhs, you know what I'm saying, were nationwide, and I knew bruhs carried canes, but I didn't know cats had any style. I mean, then you got folks like Fred over there, man, being silent. You know what I'm saying? When I saw Fred, I was like, oh my goodness. And then I started, once I traveled, you know what I'm saying, my worldview opened up, of course.
I came to a party and he probably don't even remember this. But GE had a party at the complex, right? So I'm a be out at time. I think this got to be around about 99, 2000. It was before I played. I was at a party at the complex and Fred was there. Bruh, this nigga was. At that time, in my mind, I'm a freshman in college, but I'm a bad motherfucker on this cane now. So in my mind, you know, I seen Fred inside the party, and Fred, even the inside party was super live. The most super live shit the nigga was doing, bro. This nigga talking to a bitch, right? She all in his face, right? Now me, Dex, and my homeboy PJ, we to the side by the bushes. You couldn't even see us for real. I'm just looking at this nigga is literally talking to the chick. She's smiling and everything. This nigga is effortlessly doing tricks. Still going, but he's literally having a conversation with her. Like, yeah, what you do? The whole time she talking, this nigga hand ain't never stopped fucking moving. You know what I'm saying? And it was so smooth, but there now, and technical as fuck. And the bitch, she was so enamored with Fred. I believe, I don't know, but I believe I don't want to say this well, but I believe Fred took his meat out right then. Right then. She would have assumed position, no problem. Bro, that's one of my little Fred moments. That, like I said before, I'm saying, you know, you could be from the sideline looking at the be out and be like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm from Birmingham, so I want to go get his ass so bad. But you know the rules. Can't touch a cane, can't twirl, can't, you know. So I'm like, damn. And this nigga is so fast. You know, you're from Birmingham. No, and I keep on reiterating it, but we look forward to challenges. If you was fly, I wanted some.
Right.
If you had that heat, I wanted some. Period.
Right.
I wanted some. I had to have some.
Noops.
It wasn't no.
Noops. Hey, we going to you next. Okay, same concept. I'm gonna change your questions up a little bit, Paco, because I want the people watching to get some different answers to some things. So I want you to tell me. We already got a baseline of Birmingham guys when they started twirling. Y'all started twirling like in middle school. Oh, Jesus.
I saw twirling in 10th grade.
The next thing,
I saw twirling in 10th grade.
So Paco, my question for you is, we're gonna do your worst twirling experience.
Ooh.
Your favorite trick and then we're gonna do a breakdown of the Houston Conclave. And I'm gonna tell this story first, Paco, and then we'll go into your questions. So, guys, me and Paco went to Houston Conclave together. It was me, Paco, Rashad, and Miles. It was 4 days, 4 nights, and we twirled probably 20 hours a day. Okay,
Period.
Literally, we were at a gas station in Louisiana for 3 hours at 2 o'clock in the morning, like 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Literally twirling at this gas station. And Paco was trying to get this leg catch down that y'all gonna see at the Houston Conclave in that video. He drops it every single time. He never caught the trick, and he still took the trick at Conclave. Paco, I'm gonna pull this one out. This is for me. This was the video that introduced me to Paco back in 2007. And I watched James and I watched you. And Paco, you can go ahead and start, talking about your experience, your worst experience, yes, your favorite tricks and combos, everything else, okay?
All right. That video that we're watching right now, it's kind of a fluke. It's kind of like not a fluke, but I had to make a deal. I brought my step team to the Greek picnic for the stroll off. And, that's when we were like introducing the shoulders and whatnot. And some alumni bros out of Birmingham had already got that spot. But just so happen how God works, 3 weeks before that, 3 or 4 weeks before that, I was at the Georgia Convention Center. And I had just went on stage and started freestyling because the bros was going out sad. And I just got on stage freestyling, and kind of say I posted on Facebook one day, but I kind of saved their show. So one of the dancers that was there, she was over the Greek picnic stroll off, and she was like, "All right, Paco, I'll make you a deal. If you go out there and twirl by your twirl to open up our show, I'll let y'all scroll team, I'll let y'all go up there and scroll." So I said, "Bet." So that's how that freestyle actually came to place. Because I wasn't planning on freestyling that day. I was just planning to come out there to stroll. But because Shay's deal, and then the deal was I had to twirl in order for to stroll. That's how that came about. It came about for real. But my worst twirling experience. I got invited to Atmore, Alabama, to do a twirling freestyle, and the bros.
Where is that?
The bros.
North or south?
No, it's at Atmore, Alabama.
South.
What city is that?
South. It's Southern Alabama.
South. All right.
Yeah, Southern Alabama.
Yeah, it's like headed towards Florida.
And the bros had me taking shots and drinking, and man, I went up there and straight blew it. I mean, I straight blew it. But I think my most I've never really had a favorite trick, but the one of my most favorite things what Steve was mentioning earlier, that tossed up in the air, that I tossed the cane like 20 feet in the air and caught on my leg. I'm mostly proud of that one, really, because I had been practicing that trick for the past 2 months, and it was always hit or miss. Can I say
real quick? You hit that shit right at prime time, but now that I'm thinking about it, I remember talking to Steve leading up to it, and he was like, or maybe right after it, and he was like, he was missing it every day, but then he just hit it. But and this is what everybody who's listening should be thinking about. If you think you bring in something unique to the game in prime time, that's when you want to do that thing that's gonna just break everything and set you apart. Like, you got to be competitive enough, willing to take that risk and kill it. Because when I saw that video, I love you, but I was mad. I wasn't there. And I was like, but if I was there, I would have been embarrassed. If I was there, I wouldn't have had nothing for that. So
James, honestly, bro, I can honestly, as you one of my best friends in this world thing, I can tell you, buddy, I was mad that you weren't there. Any competition I get in and win and you're not there, I feel slighted.
I wouldn't have had nothing for you though. I would have walked away after you hit that move. I would have. I would have left.
I feel slighted.
You know what's
My
funny,
man,
man?
You know the name of
I
that
did,
video?
huh?
Do you know the name of the video from Houston Conclave?
Paco showing out, something like that. Conclave.
At
I
Houston,
think that combination of
I'm trying to find it. I've seen it
yeah.
several times. I just can't find you.
that's it. Up. You went past it. Down.
See, this is where we were,
That's
but
that's buddy.
Right.
Houston was 2013. I'm tripping. It wasn't 2011.
Yeah, 13.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
2013.
I'm gonna keep looking, Paco. We're gonna keep talking though. Keep talking. I'm gonna find it.
Hey,
yeah.
real quick
yeah,
though. It seemed like everybody had a good buddy from GE that they twirled with. You know what I'm saying? Because D-Fin was my man. Me and D-Fin twirled.
Yeah.
Me D-Fin traveled. We went to Houston. We went to Savannah. We went to Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Just making history, man. Like changing folks' lives, man, on the road.
Now y'all did.
I
mean,
ain't gonna lie, bro. I was in the mode. Whereas I ain't gonna even lie, bro. All y'all boys fishing.
This here right here, Paco.
he just froze.
Yeah.
But no, I think what he was saying was, yeah, he wanted to cut everybody's head off when he showed up. He was ready for you. I think you know, Paco might have ate me up. Not might have. No, if my memory serves me correct, he definitely did. It was at our fraternizer. It was private. We didn't film it, but it was fraternizer after a long day of drinking and kicking it at GE. But he came in there. Yeah, he killed me and everybody else in the room.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
We hear you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paco, we got you now.
Finish your
Paco,
thought.
break this video.
In that video, I was parking the car, so I got the competition left parking at all, and Steve them came up and just hopped out the car and just started walking toward walking to the battle when they saw the crowd. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Man, and just so happened by I got there, everyone had the last one.
That's perfect.
In this video, I want in this competition, I really wanted to emphasize nothing but trick. I feel like a lot, but when we went out of town, you know what I'm saying? So the Southwestern Province was known for tricks. So when I practice for that on strictly all my best tricks. I wanted that to be about nothing but tricks. Just to show these niggas that Birmingham was there.
Yo, Paco, are you on your phone? Can you see the video right now?
They call it a zombie walk now, but when I was doing it, I mistakenly I just went with it. I just started walking.
That's
I
how it
just
be.
started walking, you know, with it. But I had practiced at home once or twice. But when you get in front of a crowd, bro, your intensity level just turns up another notch. And I wanted to
all the way up.
I felt like I wanted to do the best I could do that I felt like that nobody could follow.
Yeah. Well, you did.
Right here.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, nobody could follow. You guys think Steve always says he think the top link is the best. Honestly, I think the zombie was the livest thing I did. Honestly,
it was dope. They were like, the fact that they went in sequence.
Anybody put it in a can. I thought I'd never seen anybody be mobile with neck tricks.
Exactly.
And, you know what I'm saying? Kind of
exactly.
move.
And then going into the big finish.
That was trying to get out. But that leg toss, that was 50-50. That was a roll of the dice. I just felt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you would have if you
done
stopped the leg drop.
15 to 20 times during that whole weekend, and I never landed it.
Yeah.
One thing I always say about real Kanemasters.
Until that moment, I was the first move in like 3-4 days. 2 days.
One thing I always say about real Kanemasters.
Yeah.
One thing I always say about real Kanemasters is, you know what I'm saying?
I think that was one of my best performances though.
Yeah.
One thing I always say about real Kanemasters is we practice all the time.
James wasn't there. I'm telling you, buddy. I always looked at my other competition just way. Everybody else is just in the way. James doesn't have a lot of tricks, but his flow is so immaculate.
Right.
It's so immaculate and fluid that it puts you in it makes you not even think about the trick. His flow is trick worthy. if that makes any sense.
I like it. What's this video you showing?
Detroit.
Oh yeah, right. I remember. Yeah. Yeah, I remember people coming. I wasn't there, but people were coming.
You remember that video we made up before Conclave on 7?
I do. Yeah, that was on 7. That was your idea. You were like, let's just do this.
We made up the whole show before we went on stage.
Yeah, and won. Was there some other noobs in the show?
You guys hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you, Paco.
That was right there.
When the last time you touched the mic?
We had a.
When the last time you touched the mic?
There, but James, that was one of the best plays I've ever had fun.
That's the one clave I hit I missed. That right there was epic.
Immaculate flow.
4 real Kanemasters on one stage. That was killer, man.
James, keep on going.
I know. Yeah. I was so mad at myself. Actually, if Steve asked me what was my worst moment, the moment I was most pissed off about.
You formed out that T.I. no sweat.
Yo, when did Mike cross? 03?
I thought I was butterflies. I always thought the butterfly was cool.
Oh, what? Yeah. No, I just think what was on stage was 01, 02, 03, 04, like in a row, which I think was just real interesting.
I almost got right there.
Now the crowd was loving it. Go ahead, Steve.
I was gonna say when I watched this, man, I still wasn't in the bond yet, but I was like, these are the guys I've been studying individually, all on stage at the same time, you know, and I couldn't talk to anybody about this video for a year until I got in the bond. You know what I'm saying?
Steve, what you crossed and went 09?
All 09, yeah.
Man,
so
that seemed like a long time for when we crossed, but I guess they look you like an old man now, huh? Don't make sense.
You know, I'm staying here now, but you know, watching this as somebody that was trying to get down, bro. Like I knew Santasio. We lived down the street from each other. We had class together.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so he was telling me about Conclave, and I'm just like, oh, okay, for real.
That's the first time I was at Conclave with
the crazy part about that is, most people don't know, I almost transferred to Alabama. I would have been
bro. Man, dude. We had a stint.
Alabama my freshman year.
Man, it'd have been over, man. Because we had
Toby,
Wendell, Toby, Jabari.
Wanted to come down and join. Toby, Wendell, and Jamal. All the boys called me to transfer to 85.
I feel like 85
we had the best 17 ever we did.
Now I'm glad you ain't go. It's too many Kanemasters that came out of 85. They.
Now this right here in front of the crowd.
Oh, when is it? What year is this?
This is 2011.
Oh yeah. I remember this. I remember
in front of the crowd.
Hey, Paco, I got one more question for you. Now, who's the best you ever seen?
Best I've ever seen?
That's not you. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all don't know him. The best I've ever seen is a guy named Charles Keenan. He was at A-Side when I was in high school.
Oh, I know we could pick 9 noobs. I know.
He ended up playing. We called him Gun. His name. We got that on the say his name was Gunzo, but Charles Keenan, that was an A-Side.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's the best. That's the best twirler I've ever met.
Yeah.
Like, his style was so fluid and diverse. It's like he was a combination of in my latter years seeing other people twirl, Charles was a combination of about 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah.
Zoro, you might know Charles. He graduated in 96 too.
I know the name, but I don't know him.
I'm trying to think of that nuke that defend. I'm not the nuke, but that guy that defend I always talk about.
Ali.
Patterned after us.
Ali.
And he even played Kappa. He played
Ali.
Iota.
Ali.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if we picking like cast that's not.
That's my personal number one.
Yeah.
I guess that's who I got my style. Well, I ain't gonna say I got my style from. That's the person that helped me develop A style.
Yeah.
Man, me and Ali used to practice together like all summer long.
And Mike Leonard, he doesn't have a lot of tricks, but he has a lot of moves.
Zora, what was you gonna say about Ali?
James, you remember when we first seen Mike?
Oh yeah, early, yeah. Right after he crossed. Yeah, I wasn't. In the beginning, I wasn't the biggest fan, but yeah, I came around after a while. I low key, I be pretty critical. Even these noobs that's in that group me chat, they don't all make the cut, you know. But it's good that they doing it, you know. It's good. It's good that they doing it.
So my only thing about the cats that twirl now is that I don't feel like they aspire to the levels that we aspire to. You know what I'm saying? Like if you put all this together right now, I mean, we're taking out pretty much anybody that's twirling. Right, yeah. And you got cats like, you know what I'm saying, Fred, who's older in the game than I am. We should be better than you now. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm better than you.
Right.
You know, that doesn't make sense to me because I was coming for niggas' heads. You know what I'm saying? And I was just as good at that. I mean, how you undergrad and I'm better than you and you got time. I don't have time. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's my biggest problem. Because people ask me, I think like Steve's earliest question was like, how long did it take? Like I would tell, like when I would meet young brothers who had any rhythm, if they look like, you know, they could, you know, snap their fingers to the beat, I was like, you know, you should twirl more. And one thing I don't tell people, I think me and Paco had talked about this years ago. We're like, some people just, they have a little bit more rhythm than other folks and it helps. But yeah, there's no way that any of us should be better than some of these 25-year-olds who are twirling right now. Because I feel like I was sort of at my prime at 25. Like that clave and maybe somewhere between 05, 6, and 7. And everything I've been doing since then, like I had tricks back then, but I wouldn't dare try stuff now because I don't want to hit myself in the head anymore. I'm done doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I twirl all the time when I'm on the phone, in the office, at home. I got a cane right here that I just keep because it's the only one that's ever been given to me. But I don't do anything special with it. You know, if I needed to pick it up and do like what Mike is doing on the screen right now, I could definitely do that. But I ain't doing nothing else. You know, I'm not gonna try no new tricks like the one that Steve did when he was on the handstand. That was amazing to me. That Paco's leg catch, you know, those kind of things were just like eye popping to me.
Paco is gone. James, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. We're an hour and 15 minutes in. I'm really just trying to be brief with everybody so everybody can get their piece in. I know Lim is on here. I know Fred is on here as well. Lim and Fred, guys, if y'all can send me any video y'all got to any of the messages, any of the background channels you got to talk to me? Because Liam and Fred Fleming, y'all got some amazing bodies of work as well, and y'all aren't as well known because everybody don't be studying like they should. You know what I'm saying? I went and stalked all y'all. I stalked every single person on here before I got in the bond and figured out how to do this stuff, and then I started twirling. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where Paco went, but how is this format good for everybody so far?
Yeah, I mean it's good for me. Yeah.
Cool, perfect. I'm just trying to make sure. Let's see what some of the guys are saying in the comments.
Oh, who is that in the back? Is that Ronnie B?
That's Ronnie B.
That's my boy, man. He was cool, man. Yeah, flow. Yeah. I used to be most fascinated with that, man. Like before I crossed, I was just like, I just wanted to be smooth. My whole idea, because it was just noopy to me to just like be smooth. If you can't do like that story that Paco was telling about Fred talking to the chick earlier, if you can't do that, then everything else just wasn't worth it to me. Like you should be able to walk through life and twirl and it just feel amazing. Oh, I see Liam texting now.
Hey Fred.
Yes, sir.
Liam. Hey guys.
Yo, what's going on, Five Noobs? Can everyone hear me?
What up, Noob?
Oh yeah.
Yo.
Oh yeah, what's going on, Five? Hey man, first and foremost, I want to say I'm a big fan of each and every one of you. I got introduced to Twirl Kane by E Branch. Proud of E Branch. Yeah, down in Florida. Yeah, down in Florida where I'm from in Miami. First and foremost, I'm a Haitian culture, so we don't know too much about Greek life, whatnot. So I learned everything through E Branch. E Branch really schooled me and took me from day one, and then told me pretty much everything Zaro been teaching to his pupils. You know, the basic steps of twirling. One thing E and I was fascinated about was the smoothness and the fluidity, as well as the tricks. We love doing that. Yeah, we love being precise and we love being accurate. You know, and that was our main focus. And we also enjoyed a little bit of breakdancing, and we always freestyle and whatnot.
Oh, look,
fellas, what's up? What's up, boys?
Yo, Fred, Noob, what's going on?
What's going on? Good, man. Good, man. Just reminiscing, man. Just reminiscing. That's all, man.
That's what we
agree.
Hey, Liam, I got a few questions for you. Okay. First, do you know the names of any of your videos that I can pull up on YouTube?
I never really was I grew up in the era where YouTube wasn't really in like that, you know what I mean? So there's really not much videos. Maybe the Northeastern Provincial Kane competition, the Kane twirling competition at during the provincial, you might be able to find that. NEP.
You do a show with Branch.
Man, that Mississippi State show y'all did. That one go hard, man.
Which one?
Hey,
Mississippi State.
Oh yeah. That you know, one thing we love doing is finessing. You know, one thing I love about Alabama Noobs and the style of twirling is finessing. You know, we love to finesse the hell out of that Kane. Even if we mess up, you ain't gonna know it. You know, and we tried our best to focus on the mess ups, so that way we ain't got to worry about that. You know.
Mm-hmm. Zoro, do you know the name of that one?
I don't, man.
Like I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't remember.
It's out there.
Because they were in tuxedos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I'm about to go find it real quick.
That was ill, man. That was a great show.
Oh yeah, I got a lot.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot
on here.
Our most memorable one was the one we did at the Iron Bowl when we went to UA. We love that show, man.
Have you talked to E Branch, man, recently?
Man, E Branch and I, we be chatting it up on Instagram. You know, he's doing this photography thing, you know, so he's blowing it up with that. And matter of fact, he's mad skills with that. You know, y'all should check him out. His skills is on point with the photography.
Yeah, I mess with him, man.
Yeah, but every now and then. Last time I talked to him was probably around Thanksgiving time.
Okay.
Hey, Liam.
Is E Branch on your line?
E Branch is he's alive and well, man. He's focused on them boys, you know. He's taking good care of them.
Man, look, wait, E Branch actually, one story I left out when Steve asked me like what was one of my worst moments, but it wasn't really public like it was when me and San Diego met. When I was at the frat house, E Branch really sort of like took me to another level too. He beat me up when I was down there for like a weekend, and
yeah, E Branch will slip up on you. You know what I mean?
Man, E Branch one of the coldest noobs I've ever seen before, man.
See, the funniest thing. Go ahead.
Changed my life. Like I remember I broke one of the light bulbs in the Ada Car Files. They used to have this little dyno with the lights, and somebody was like, "Man, he got to go back home. He got to."
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Kane was flying over here, flying over there. It was wild. It was wild.
And the funniest thing about E Branch is, you know, I don't want to say I talk him how to twirl, but I remember when he couldn't twirl. I'll put it that way. You know what I'm saying? We and I showed him some stuff, and I left, came back. E Branch was a monster. I'm like, what were you doing? You know, who were you hanging around, bro? I mean, E Branch was straight killer, man. I mean, and the great thing about E Branch is his style influenced so many people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I totally agree 100. Yes,
Yeah.
Very unique, very unique. His fluidity, I think, is by far the best I've ever seen as far as fluid and with such precision and to the beat. I mean, it's amazing to see. It's almost poetic.
Yeah, definitely, man. So I've always been proud of E Branch. I feel like I had a large part to play in his evolution. So,
Hey, and that's to show a lot of bros too, man. That like I've been twirling since 10th grade, but E Branch started twirling in college. So I mean, you can start now and still get good, man. It's all about the dedication.
Yeah.
So.
And my background is I ain't touch a cane until I crossed. You know, as soon as I crossed, you know, shortly afterwards, I met E Branch. He came down to Huntsville. And then, like I said, New Mew, we got a slow delivery that we flow with. And then he was able to put Ada Kai and New Mew dead smack in the middle. And it just rocked. I mean, it was a beautiful thing to see. Yeah, it was a beautiful thing to see, man. The smoothness with the Ada Kai, I thought that was perfect because he slowed down the moves and we was able to see it.
Mm-hmm. Now that's Ada Mew right there on the screen.
Is that a mute?
I don't know who that was. Yeah, Ada.
Mississippi State. Sweet.
Okay. Yeah. They shared it with
but them boys smooth though. Them boys smooth with it though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We gotta get. I know y'all probably don't even care about this, but we gotta get somebody north of the Mason-Dixon able to. I mean, you know, I'm from up there. I learned how to twirl down south. Like I'm in New York right now. Man, these moves be like stumping and clapping and making noises and stuff. And I was like, man,
they too much aerobics, man. They do too much aerobics up north. I can't get down with that, man. You know what I mean? I can't do it, man. The cane tapping, it's nice to see, but it ain't for me, man. You know, too much humping and puffing for me.
It's bad. What's this? Right here. Man, I need that video from Charlotte if anybody got it. Drew used to hide it from me and hold it hostage if I didn't send him a video twirling.
Yeah, Drew seems to be the one to have all the archives. If you want any videos, you really need to holler at Drew Brown. Yeah, Drew Brown got every video of everybody, of anybody. And he walks around with that whole laptop too.
I got a whole lot to say about that, but I ain't gonna say it.
But hey,
I already know.
I mean, I love that dude. No, he's good.
He's good. I love his passion. You know, you gotta love his passion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So guys, next thing, experience. I mean, who you think is the best?
My worst experience was when I did my first one-man show out at Fisk University. I don't know, I dropped that cane maybe about 20 times, but I tell you what, that broke me in. You know, after that, it made life very easy for me to twirl in front of people. So that was the worst experience I've ever had. It was spring '99. I was a hothead. I thought I could do it. You know, I was bust my head. I remember I was rocking some mules. You know what I mean? But that was the worst experience. You know, the best cane twirler I've ever seen personally. I had to give it to Zorro, man. I mean, E Branch was live. Don't get me wrong, but up until I saw Zorro, he was highly talked about. You know, the suspense was killing me. And then the first time I seen him was at Joe's, I believe, when Gamma Phi was rocking a party. I think it was the Bears You Dare, something like that. But you was out there, and that's the first time I seen Zorro, and he blew my mind away.
As advertised,
and then
I explained it the best.
And another experience is when Zorro toured with 6 Canes at Gamma Phi over there, Alabama A&M. And I thought that by far is the one legendary things that I talk about. People be like, when I talk about that story, they be like, oh hell no. That 6 Canes and then the fluidity of it, you know, was just simply amazing. And I thought by far that's the most creative cane work I've ever seen on displayed, you know, in public. You know what I mean? That was definitely not.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So 6 Canes, you know, I've seen him with 5, but when I saw him 6,
I remember,
that was ridiculous. And the way he delivered it was on point. And you know, the one thing about you, Zara, I always liked was just showmanship. Your tricks was one thing, but your showmanship was on another level. I've always enjoyed that. And very entertaining.
I tell you what's funny, man. One thing James said earlier was, you know, I had stage fright. You know what I'm saying? And actually, you know what I'm saying? Also, like you, Liam, I did a show at Gamma Phi 1 year, at A&M 1 year. And bruh, I decided to do a one-man show. I got on that stage, man, because I always step with a team.
Yeah.
Man, I got on that stage, man. I got shook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, just on another note, man, Zorro, I appreciate everything, man. When I was in 11th grade, man, I wasn't even a Kappa yet, man. Zorro came to my house in West End. We twirled in the front yard, man. And from that day on, bro, that's the only reason I went to school. I was like, I gotta be a new bro. Only reason I went to school, bro.
Changed that man's life.
Bro, I went to school with players, bro. That was the only reason I went to school, bro. That changed my life, bro. I was like, man, when you showed me that tape of you beat Bell and Dirty Red, bro, that was like the craziest shit I ever seen before, man. Like if Noops ain't seen that, like when you had to go through all them Noops to get the Dirty Red, bro, you killed them all. It was like the most amazing thing I've seen before. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, real.
I love it.
Hey,
what a tape it, man.
Hold on. Let me I'll bring the tape. Jay Corey, what's up?
Steve, you got that tape?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Steve played it earlier. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay. I didn't know he played it.
Yeah.
I'm grinding, man. I know all y'all at the house, man. I'm out here in and grinding, you know.
Oh, word? I just thought you was out in the back porch or something.
Man, hell no, I'm at work, man. I'm just grinding, man. I'm finna get back at it, man. I just wanted to jump on real quick, man. Y'all boys be easy though, man. But play that video for me, man. Yeah, right, y'all take it easy, Noob.
Yeah.
Yo, Noob.
Hey, what's going on, Noob?
All right. Who we got next? Jay Corey, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Hey, I wanted to jump off real quick, man. I'm kind of, like the brother said, I'm out here grinding to working, man. I wanted to chime in a little bit. I know, like I said, since some of y'all brothers, think Middle Eastern Promise here. I think the first person I saw outside of my province was James Keith on a DVD. I crossed in like 03, and one of my old school brothers had like gave me the DVD from Clave in Charlotte. And popped in. That's when they had like the joint step show with the actual twirling in between. And right then, you know, I just saw like outside, like, because I never really met anybody except a couple brothers in my chapter outside of my province. I never saw nobody else but except James Keith at the time. And I was just like, wow. And so then a couple times, I think later on in the years, I came across Paco, some of his videos out there. But that was about it. Like I said, Middle Eastern Province, we're small, man. We don't really have a lot of twirls like that. I know Devin just came on here recently when he crossed, and he's been grinding since then. But we're not heavy hitters like, you know, the Southern Province, Southwestern, and the Bama Noops down there. Y'all have a lot of brothers, you know, that just keep the artwork going. And so, and like I said, time we crossed, we didn't really have social media like that with like YouTube and, you know, everything. So it was just more like, hey, if you came across a brother, you know, y'all went at it, you know, and then of course if you had a couple of VHS tapes, you know, you kind of peep a couple of moves here and there. So, you know, and I saw I think it was Fred and a couple of them other night, they had posted a couple of things, man, and you can just tell, like I said, I never saw Zoro live, and I think I might have saw maybe one video of him, man, but hands down, man, them brothers are raw, and much respect to all of y'all older brothers, man, like, and the work that y'all do, and it's inspiring, like, November 17 years.
I think on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right, but yeah.
But like I said, November 17 years for me, man. But it's just great to see older brothers out there, man, that's still holding it down, you know, and it's been carrying everything on for years. And I know I talked up with Mike a little bit the past couple of days, you know, everything that's been going on, you know, and thing we did the other night with these young guys, bringing them on the Zoom and having them going at it, man. That's just big, man. But I just wanted to give y'all older brothers, man, much props, much respect. I'm not saying a couple of y'all might have met before, but like I said, y'all have actually laid the foundation down for a lot of these younger guys coming in, man. Just wanted to say thanks to y'all, man. Appreciate all the work that y'all doing. Paco, Lim, Fred. I don't think we've actually met before, but hope we all cross paths, man. We can get a chance to chop it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I think most of y'all are down in Southern Province, except for James Keep. I know you probably up north.
I'm in New York now, yeah, but I came of age down there. This was basically like an Alabama conference call earlier. Yeah, I'm in New York now.
Hey, J. Cole, who's the best Kanemaster you ever seen?
The best Kanemaster I've seen, I'd have to say James Keith, like hands down James Keith. But like I said, I've never actually. That's just me seeing, like, the videos, and I saw him actually in person. But I never saw Zoro in person. I haven't had a chance to see Paco in person, or Fred, or anybody else, man. So, but just me actually seeing somebody actually in person, it would have to be James Keith.
Oh, yo, this video that's playing right now. What's this Snoop's name, man?
I do not know. That's what I'm asking y'all. I want y'all to find out who this guy is.
Man, this is an old video.
He's from Fist.
Videos I saw back
He's from
when we
Fist.
started.
For Fist Snoop.
Yeah,
Ronnie B taught him how to twirl.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes
He
sense.
looks amazing. He looks amazing.
Yeah, he's from Ronnie B chapter. He's from Fist.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely looked like Ronnie.
Hey, J. Corey, you got anything else to say?
No, that's it, man. I just want to come on, just chat a little bit with y'all brothers, man. If y'all want to have somebody else on, y'all more than welcome to, man.
We appreciate it. I'm finna add Zoro back in, okay?
All right, Nooch, y'all take care, man.
All right.
Yo.
Next up, guys, we got Fred Fleming. I think he all about 4 fights. Fred, can you hear me?
Next.
Fred.
There's gonna be some
Fred
good
Fleming,
stories.
can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Yeah, I heard a lot about Fred.
Look,
what's going on, dude?
Who is it?
you know the
Can you hear me?
format. We can hear you.
Okay.
Paco, he learned from Ronnie B. We don't know his name.
Choppy. I can't hear you.
Hey, Fred, you got a bit of a lag. Yeah. Yeah, Fred, just start talking. Yep.
You sound real choppy. I ain't know if you brothers heard me or not. Okay, what's the question? What you start?
Can y'all hear me?
All right. I want to know, when did you start twirling? And then what was your best twirling experience? And then any stories you want to tell us.
Too many though.
I know.
Tell them all, man. Tell them all.
Just keep going. Right.
I got a lot. Let's go like a similar experience to where with Zoro when he went to Clay out in Philly. I pretty much, I was in EO, and in the North Central Province, we ain't got no twirlers. We don't have nothing like that. So, you know, I want to twirl. You know, some of the brothers, you could do this, do that. I can only. It's a brother out there in Texas, older brother who like the Kane. So I've been looking forward to Dirty Red, and I met him at 95, and that's when they did that 3-man. They did that 3-man. I was like, okay, that's cool. Oh, I could definitely get with that. We had a twirl off. It was in like about 50, 100, 50, 60, and everybody. And let me pull out my little pie mile style, I call it, because I look at all of us like I look at full masters, and everybody got their own style. And you pull this is my. I know they got flow tricks. I got like hundreds of tricks. So I had this cane, but I was twirling, spent the cane off the floor, and it was old. And I didn't get a chance to do another trick. You know what I'm saying? Noops was like, "Hey, Noop, you got to go. Hey, that's enough. You got to." So that was a great experience. But that was my chance to actually step to the world. That was like one of my great experience. I said, introduce myself, because that's when Noops used to twirl like from everywhere. You know, like I said in '95. So big thing to me. To Marquette and transferring to Alabama State, man, I'm gonna tell you one of my biggest idols, Bill from '91. That's like my idol, y'all. If y'all never know, that was my idol. You know what I'm saying? The brother, like Zoro said, he mentioned like in this twirling thing, man. That dude is like, you know what I'm saying, and told me like, man, when he saw me, he's like, hey, you know, you ain't nothing, and nobody else could do nothing with my cane. Like I was Kane from Kung Fu. I used to walk to campus. I used to travel to campus to GE, to Gamma Phi, to Eta Chi, to see who had what. And so, and I end up finding out the same experience too. Like all y'all get y'all stories. Like, yeah, with these damn high schools, where the fuck these motherfuckers come from?
Yup.
I met a brother, one young brother, Maurice. Y'all know Maurice?
Eta Chi?
I think he's just Maurice, and I met Ali.
Oh, you know Ali.
They was pretty tight, man. Like I said, and they showed me tapes of, you know, Fam is my Damien from GE. That's my noob. That's my man. And he was like, you know, he's a twirling connoisseur, man. You know. And he was like, man, these Birmingham, these high school, he showed me tapes in the velocity that y'all incredible, man. But hit him. Hey, yo, hit up, Fred. That was an experience. One of my worst.
What's up, man? What's up, fellas?
I'll give you my worst right now.
What's up?
Fred
probably was
Fred hit D-Fan up later on. You know, he just got out the hospital.
When you passing. And I never got my cane back to do my solo, so it was cane that I had. And, you know, I'm 6'4", so I had like, I don't know if I was in the show and Turner. We did a statewide. Statewide was in Alabama. I think it was in Birmingham. Yeah. I think it was in Tuscaloosa.
Montgomery?
It might have been in Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't in Montgomery then. Back then it was in.
Yeah.
It was like 96. And I had a cane, man. It was so short, and I couldn't do none of my tricks. So I dropped like about twice. Horrible to me, man. So I don't like dropping. I never dropped in no shows, man. In Tuscaloosa, first one.
Wow. And then Fred.
Yo.
Did you say who your best was, Fred? What's your best? Who is your best twirler? It's not you.
Come out the IC?
Yeah.
Bill, DZ 91. I
Mr. Bill.
See step show they did in '92 at Alabama update?
I got it, man. I'll post it.
Hey, share it in the chat.
Bro, I mean, you can't be having video and not posting it. Post everything you got on YouTube.
Man, let them see that shit, man.
Come
Let them
on,
see
I mean,
that.
just make it a whole project.
Like I said, he's learning to be a real chill man. He got real soul. They was doing 2-3 Kanes. BZ had people that were they had 2 or 3 brothers doing 3 Kanes at one time.
Yeah.
You know, in a show, not dropping.
Yeah. In the show.
Hey. Like I said, Bill from BZ, that
that's
actually
kind of
physically
hot.
seen was popping.
All right, bros. Yeah. Hey, y'all, look. I'm gonna show. Hey, one second, guys. Hey, I'm gonna show some different guys. Yeah. Dirty Red is in the chat. Dirty Red. First of all, thanks for being on. You are one of the best ever. And motivated a lot of us through the years. You know, you like a boogeyman. You know, to me, as far as your talent. Dirty Red's like a boogeyman.
I appreciate that.
You know?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, y'all taking it to a whole nother level, though.
Yeah, man. So, Dirty Red. So what we're doing is I'm asking a few questions. I'm asking a few questions of everybody. And
you talking, Steve?
Yeah, I'm talking, Fred. So anyway, Dirty Red, what I'm doing is I'm asking a few questions of everybody. If I have video, I'm gonna put it on the screen. I don't know what video we might have of you, if you have any. But
ain't no video.
You have a lot of videos, me.
No.
Ain't no YouTube?
No, there's nothing on YouTube but Dirty Red that I can find.
No, I don't. I haven't put out too many videos.
We need to go raid the house.
They exist. I just ain't put them out.
He a lawyer though. He might sue us if we put it up.
Oh yeah,
well, look. Dirty Red, I got a couple questions for you. Okay, so one was when did you start twirling, and what was your best experience twirling?
Ooh,
you know, it was different when I came along. I didn't start until probably it was probably maybe a year after I crossed. So I crossed spring of '87. I probably didn't start until about 6 months later. I didn't actually really like it. I thought it was a little corny at that time until I saw a guy named Yogi. When I met him, a guy from Zeta Beta, kind of changed my whole perspective on things. It was, you know, back then it wasn't really about the one-on-one battles. It was about the Greek shows. You go to a Greek show and it's, you know, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people. You know, you fill up an arena. You put the Qs to shame. You put the Sigmas to shame. It was more about that then. You know, if somebody got in your face, obviously, yeah, you take them out in the parking lot. You take them out in the backyard in the apartment and just put, you know, mouthing off. We didn't have too many people doing that back then. In the Southwest Province, you know, you're talking mostly the 80s when we thought that we were the only people that exist. I mean, we probably were the only people that existed in the 80s because we go to Claves and we go to different Greek picnics and Bayou Classic, and we didn't see nobody else there. You know, we didn't see Bama or anybody else, Arkansas. It was just basically those from Texas. Then, you know, as the 90s came about, you started seeing more and more people, you know, from 95 on. But, you know, we had a good reign on it for a long time.
And so, Dirty Red, so what was your best experience?
You know, when you're getting standing ovations by the Omegas at Greek shows and, you know, people looking for tapes. I think for me, it's just been weird, you know, 33 years, people still looking for tapes, still, you know, people asking for autographs, people, you know, wanting to interview me. It's kind of weird, you know, it's humbling, but, you know, that's probably just the whole totality of it. Experience wise, you know, I've had so many battles. The battle in 99, that was interesting because we weren't even, I was in law school. I think I was studying for the bar exam when I went to the Clave in Atlanta. And so we weren't even thinking about battling. It just, I happened to have on a shirt that said Kanemaster. I was in the room and somebody had told me that there was this guy, young guy, and he was taking out a bunch of guys, you know. And I was like, what do you mean taking Fitzgerald and this? And mind you, none of us were in shape for battle anyway. So I come out the room, and you know, and I'm walking down. I think we had a boom box, and I'm walking down the hill with somebody. I think with Franz Hughes, and he's got the boom box in his hand. And then all of a sudden, people start parting like the Red Sea, like, you know, like Moses was showing up. And I was really just trying to kind of see what was going on. And you know, not going to run from a challenge and everything. Even though had I known little guy was going to be sitting there waiting on me as good as he was, I probably would have practiced. But I didn't practice at all. I just, you know, tried to practice a little bit on the spot, and you know, and we just kind of went head to head. I didn't think nothing of it at the time, but people started really talking about it years later.
You know, I hate to interrupt, but I think Dirty Red, it seemed as if it was a passing of the torch. You know what I'm saying? I don't forget in that moment, I heard somebody say, he battling Dirty Red, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Dirty Red was like Superman, you know what I'm saying? Like I was, but it wasn't planned. I'm glad it happened. You know, I got to meet a great brother, Dirty Red. We're still friends to this day. And, you know, as in retrospect, I know that was not you at your best. And if I had met you, you know what I'm saying, at your best, it would have been more historic than it is, you know.
Well, you know, it was interesting because it was two different styles. You know, we did finger twirling, and we were a lot more rhythmic and flowing and everything. And then your style and the Bama style, it was this thing I had never seen before. It was Hall with the hook, and it was kind of herky jerky and really fast. You know, amazing move, just really fast. And I just like you've seen anyone do the slow finger twirl thing before. I'd never seen the herky jerky fast thing, and so it was kind of interesting just to see the complement that our styles were going up against each other.
And I think that's also really important because, you know, it was a clash of styles, also a meeting of styles. And as a result, I think Paco said this earlier, you know, no one had seen that style in Birmingham. So as a result of me coming back and talking about you and showing my guys some of those tapes, you know what I'm saying, it really changed the way cats twirl, you know, pretty much nationwide now. It's really a hybrid.
Like that. I think after you all battled in '99 and the tapes got out and then people talked about styles, that's what we all inherited. Like we were all thinking, you got to be able to twirl through your fingers. You got to, you know, be smooth and have that style. But Dirty Red, before you got here, I was telling them when I started twirling, they would reference Zorro, then like, but you got to speed it up and you got to add a trick. Like you got to end with a trick. So it was sort of an evolution of those things. I'm wondering not to take over for Steve, but what can be an evolution for now? Like I'm not even sure what somebody who crosses in 2020 might be able to take from everything that was done and add. Because I don't know what I would add. I can't think of how to innovate on what everyone has been doing, which is really a combination between that Texas and Alabama style. Even if they're in California, New York, Missouri, you name it. It's really those two styles coming together.
I mean, the only thing I see that's different, I think that James merged Southwest Province. It looked like your style was always a mixture of Southwest Province and Alabama mixed together.
Hughes. I mean, like that's who started at my first clave in '03. That's who started the Kane competition. He came out and interrupted the step show. And was like, I'm gonna show y'all you know, he talked real smooth. He's like, I'm gonna show y'all old ancient art. And I was like, what is this? You know? So yeah, we learned a lot from them. But I'll keep going.
You know, people just need to, I think the younger cats just need to study a little bit more. You know, you can't rely totally on the hook. You can't rely totally on finger twirl. If you don't know how to twirl, then you're not a Kane master. You know, so you're going to have to learn both styles. And then if you're only using your left hand and still catching it with your right hand, well, then you still got practice to do. You know, you're only going to get to a point where you're using your left hand, your right hand, and you look ambidextrous, to me, when you finally get to a point where you say, okay, I finally got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree totally.
that's what I would do if I just crossed yesterday. That would be the advice that I would give someone that just crossed yesterday is, all right, practice the hook, practice the left, practice the right, and kind of mix everything together. You know, unfortunately, YouTube and Facebook and Twitter is kind of a crutch for people because people will see one style and then you see the same style being copied over and over, which is why I probably never really released too many of my tapes at all, because, you know, people need to learn on their own. We didn't have tapes and internet and all that then. You know, you just had to get it. You go back to the apartment and practice till 4 a.m.
Yeah, I will say I agree with you on. I think it would be interesting for somebody to come with a style that's wholly new. I was talking, I can't remember who I was talking this about. Maybe it was Quasi some years ago. And I was like, even though the YouTube stuff and we had this big group meet chat with like 350 people in it. And a lot of people trade videos, but a lot of the style is similar. And I think arguably YouTube has crippled people's ability to bring something like crazy and innovative to the table that may be from wherever they're from or how they listen to music or how they might dance or whatever, you know. So yeah, I agree. I just don't know how we get them to do that because when I started twirling, I was saying earlier, I started twirling wrong, but one of my ships was from Birmingham was like, this is how you do it right. Like, this is how you twirl with both hands, up, forward, down, and then you build on that. So no one's there to give them the fundamentals.
No, like someone posted some footage. Someone posted some footage of me at the Clave in '95, along with Chris Hubbard and Myron Mims, 2 guys from my chapter. And what was amazing is when it was posted, nobody else looked like that because nobody had seen that to bite it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, to go off James and Dirty Red, for both of y'all, what I would say, what's going to be somebody from 2020 looking at 1993, 1994, 1995 type of tricks. Like these moves that we're watching right now, if a young cat brought these out right now, he would look completely new. He would have a completely different style than everybody right now. So I think you got to go back to this type of style where it's like really precise finger twirling. You know, bopping is, you know, the standard. You know, every move you do is a bop. And I think if they do that and bring in speed, they're gonna be it's some complexity that you can add in there that's gonna be a completely different style than even what we have right now. Personally thinking, you know what I'm saying?
No, I think so. I liked what you did. Again, you're the only younger brother, and I love the way a lot of the guys younger than me at least twirl. You know, I like a bunch of them. But I feel like you did this athletic acrobatic thing. Like, again, I can't stop talking about that one hand. When I think about 3 crazy innovations, and I missed one. I think Rod 6 Kane, that pop-up leg catch, and that one-handed body wrap on standing on your head that you did. Again, those are moves that I'm not going to try. I'm not going to pick up 6 canes. I'm not going to do that leg thing that Paco did. And I'm not going to do the acrobatic thing that you did. Not to say that everybody has to be an acrobat when they get into this, but yeah, I do agree with Dirty Red that it's a lot of fundamentals missing. Like I do see some cats twirling and they can't use both hands and they can't go in every direction first.
I agree. Dirty Red's out of the chat now. I guess he had to leave.
Yeah.
But either way, guys, I mean, first of all, a big shout out Dirty Red. Okay, Dirty Red came to Conclave and watched me battle in that battle with Paco. To me, it's like the biggest honor anybody could give me for Dirty Red to be like, I stayed so I can see you, I can see you twirl or whatever. And that was big for me, man, because I was like 20. I'm 20 years later in the bond than Dirty Red. 20 plus years. Like that meant the world to me, at that time. And Dirty Red, if you're still on, that meant a whole lot to me because you brought your son out there too. Your son was probably like 12 back then. He was like a boy back then. But who else has not gone? I guess I have not went yet. So
we're at 2 hours.
Hold on, man.
What's
Are
up?
y'all watching this video?
I'm
Good
watching.
grief.
Crazy, right?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness. Is that
Oh,
Arkansas?
man.
You know,
it's Hayes.
one thing I always say, man, is the Birmingham style, is Southwest Province, and Arkansas has their own individual style.
We used to get videos from them. Yeah.
Arkansas has their own individual style.
Yeah.
But golly, man, these dudes are killing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them
Yeah,
tap
that-
touches, them tap. Woo, golly, man.
Yeah.
See, this is a clinic. This is a clinic. This is the show I would want to be in. Like,
yeah, we need to do this.
Yeah. I'm down with that right
I
there.
would kill everybody on that stage.
Oh, you stupid.
I need to see you come back in there.
Hey, Paco, you talk a lot of shit, Paco. Paco talk a lot of shit, boy.
Hey, we have got to keep the culture keeps moving by the guys like
Boy, you a cocky motherfucker, boy. I like that, though.
all these boys that y'all looking at right now can get this heat.
but this is 93 though. This is 93 on stage with the pressure on, with a crowd in front of them. I've always been an appreciator, you know what I'm saying, more than I've been necessarily a battler. And I can just appreciate what these guys are doing because it's so technical. But them tap flips they doing, that's difficult, man. And they make it look so effortless.
The greatest twirlers I ever seen. I think about what are those two brothers from like the 1920s who used to kill it at the Apollo?
The Berry brothers. The Berry
Oh,
brothers.
the Berry brothers.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, the Berry brothers.
Steve, play that video.
I love them boys, man.
The video that we were playing was great, and they were still dropping. Now I agree, like these other cats, they were professionals in the vaudeville days, but the skill level there and the preparation is uncanny.
The precision.
Now, don't have time to do that, but still, wow.
You're gonna twirl at some point.
Dang.
But
they jump over the stage with the cane. Yeah.
Guess what?
There they go. This is insane.
Oh, I know what you about to say. I know what you about to say.
They'll get it too.
You're like, guess what?
Guess what?
Look at that. Come on, bro. Kane.
But y'all know what though, man?
They will get it too.
But honestly, you know what I'm saying, with James, when you ask about the evolution of twirling, sometimes when I watch baton twirling, like professional baton twirlers, the stuff they do is stuff that we should be doing, or these young cats should be doing. Like, watch them, because they got moves.
Bruh,
I agree.
That's the reason why I told y'all about the guy named Charles. Charles was like I ain't gonna say he was a major red guy, but he could twirl a baton really, really well. But when he put a cane in his hand, man, bruh, that's why I say he's still, to me, but nobody knows him, and it's so crazy about it. I talk about him all the time, but no one knows him because he didn't pledge and he didn't go twirling. But in high school, he was one of those. He was an A side. He was one of those guys.
Is he still around? You still see? Is he?
I ain't seen Gonzo in some years.
Oh, did everybody call him Gonzo? Because I feel like I know that name.
Bro, James, you know Gonzo. Gonzo went to Alabama State. He played tenor drum in the band. And he could twirl. Eric used to talk about him all the time.
Like I know E. Thomas.
Yeah,
Eric Thomas. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Eric Thomas.
I know the name. Yeah, I just remember talking about him and talking about Ali a lot. And I actually met Ali because he was a friend of D-Fans, but you know he DJ'd the wedding and everything. But
Ali was, man, in high school, bro. Ali was a dog. Bro.
Yeah.
All right, hey guys.
Yeah,
we got one more guys finna join in. We got Drew Brown. I'm finna put in here. Hey, Liam and Paco. I'm finna take.
This is my worst performance.
Oh, 27. Yeah, bring Drew here because actually Drew shouldn't even be on the stage.
The crazy part
Drew
about
about to get in a second.
I know.
The crazy part about this situation is that I wanted to tell the whole crowd that he was using plastic canes, and James told me not to.
It's politics. It was politics. Now, you're right. We had a long conversation about it. You're right.
James like, no, don't do that, Paco, man. Let him have his shine. And I was like, bro, but we twirl wood. Not to hate on nobody, but I just can't respect that. I'm from
I hear you.
Birmingham. I can't
It was
respect
the standard.
No, you're right. I just thought it was that's why I was fine with him taking the belt. And I wrote a long blog about it on Facebook. There was a bunch of crowd, and I was like, he not doing what we doing, so let him take something else.
But
I hear you. But the crowd,
I'm just saying, you know. But at the same time, though, I don't take away from his performance. I think he did great. I think everyone did great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. It just didn't. I guess with my Birmingham roots, it just didn't never sit well with me.
I didn't even like the regular performance. I think leaving that cane sitting there for a minute and twirling through your fingers, not a thing. But
not a thing.
Not a thing. But that's why I was just like, let's let this ride and hit the crowd. I still think the last three people who were left still twirl like the noobs. And that is my biggest thing with twirling in general. Even when we talk about like the baton twirlers and the other folks who have that particular skill set, that's fine. But if it ain't like what the noobs would do, and it ain't twirling like how we twirl. Again, whether you have like the finger twirl method or the hook method or if it's fast, so if it ain't smooth, if it looked like something a Sigma would do, then it's different. I don't do Sigma stuff. Everything I do look good. Period. I don't mean to sound like a cocky bastard. I was raised that way.
I'm trying to get Drew in here. I'm trying to get Drew in here. I just sent him a message. I sent the link so he can defend himself.
We had this conversation 3 years ago.
Right, he did.
I'm waiting on him. I sent the link.
He did what he did.
He has the link, so I'm waiting on him. While I wait on Drew, guys, this was a big debacle, guys. So for everybody that's watching this, we argued about this battle for like 3 months. Heated discussion.
I can tell you what happened at the very end. But yeah.
It was a lot of discussion there. But while I wait on Drew Brown, if he's gonna click on this link or not, I
personally told the noob that was give it to him and let's move forward. What I wrote on Facebook years ago and what I've said live is the noob that was emceeing, he was doing hands over heads, and it was a clap from the crowd, and it was going back and forth, and he looked at me like, you got it. And I kept pointing, and the video shows as I was like, give it to Drew. And that's what me and Paco was going after. And I was like, give it to him because he's doing something different than what the rest of us are doing. So,
but it's cheating.
No, I'm with you, but to me, so I felt like it was political. Like this was about saying what we said a long time ago. We were starting that website before that twirling book came out. Like, this guy in or out? And I was like, he's out.
It's James' fault. Because if I'd have got the mic,
he's right.
I knew what I was going to do. James stopped me from doing it, and it's your fault.
He's right. It would have looked bad. Everybody,
you gave that man that trophy.
I was protecting.
No,
I thought, and it's debatable now. I thought I was protecting
because of my relationship with you.
Yeah,
I let it ride.
Yeah, I remember it was bad, and we talked about it all day and for months later. But
because of my friendship with you, I let it ride. Because in any other situation where I'd have grabbed the mic and told everybody what was going on. Period.
It was bad, but
no, you know what I'm saying. Like my thing is, I've been twirling a long time, man. Battles are essentially fair. The best person wins.
Sure.
There's really no. It's just talent versus talent. Both people are talented. Somebody may be a little bit more talented, but it's still just talent versus talent.
Sure.
You start bringing stuff in like fiberglass canes and you trying to cheat your way in. No, I don't respect that. I never have.
No, I'm with you. But and that's why I mainly just want to differentiate them from the rest of us, because there were 8,000 people looking, and they wouldn't have all got it, and they would have been like, "This Snoop is petty. That one is not," and it would have turned into something else. But
don't get me wrong. If I'd have said that he would have been labeled for life. Now I do agree with you. I agree with you on that. The power of our words. The power of our words are powerful. So
it would have went and got crazy, but yeah, I mean, I think I think the real twirler still came up and killed it that day on that stage.
I got Drew. So
yeah, I guess.
Drew on here, guys. Who do I have on here? I got 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is a good group to have on. Bring them in.
All right, I'm gonna add the first. All right, guys. Look, first of all,
the only group anyway.
I appreciate,
Right.
I appreciate everybody hopping on. Who has hopped on so far? I'm gonna my stuff, and we're gonna go straight into Drew. Hey guys, let me talk to Drew first, and then we'll go ahead, okay? Because I still want to ask Drew the same questions everybody else got, okay? Drew.
I mean, I'll be on some romance shit, man.
Drew.
He's great too. He's great.
Drew, can you? Hey Drew, can you hear me?
Hey, Dirty Ring.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, now it's
what's up, man?
I was so proud. I met Jordan.
On that stage.
Appreciate that.
I felt like I met Jordan. When I met you, when I shook your hand, before the came, I was coming to DJ.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I knew I was so proud.
Bring him in.
Hey, Drew. All right, guys. Look, first of all,
the only group anyway.
I appreciate everybody hopping on. Who has hopped on?
Appreciate that.
I'm gonna do my stuff, and we'll go straight into Drew. Hey guys, let me talk to Drew first, and then we'll go ahead, okay? Because I still want to ask Drew the same question everybody else got, okay? Drew.
What's up? Some romance shit, man. She's great.
Okay.
Oh shoot, my mic is muted. Hold on.
There we go. There we go.
Hey, Dirty Ring. That show that y'all did in y'all in the gymnasium.
Unmute. Can you hear me?
You did that move.
Can you hear me?
To a neck trip. That was
I like your
1, 2, 3, 4.
You and that dark skin guy.
Drew, you having some different.
All three of y'all was fine though. All three of y'all was fine.
Hubbard.
All three of y'all was fine. But you was that body rap that neck
Drew, I can hear you now. My stuff. We'll go straight to Drew. Hey guys, let me talk to Drew first, and then we'll go ahead, okay? Because I still want to ask Drew the same question everybody else got. Good. Hold on. All right, look, guys. Drew, there's a 20-second lag on your YouTube video and our live chat where I'm talking to you, okay? So I need you to mute YouTube because it's echoing and I can't talk to you. Okay?
Hi. Hey, Red. Have you heard from Fit?
Can you hear me? Hey guys. Paco, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Dirty Red, you can hear me. Zora, you can hear me.
Yeah.
Drew, you have to get out of that link, that YouTube link that you're in. You need to exit out of it because we got a lot of feedback from your mic.
It keeps saying my mic is muted by the host.
Yeah, I'm muting your mic because I'm hearing a lot of background noise.
There's a huge lag on this.
There's a 20-second lag on your YouTube video and our live chat where I'm talking to you. Okay, so I need you to mute YouTube because it's echoing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Dirty Red, you can hear me. Zora, you can hear me. Yeah. You have to get out of that link, that YouTube. Better?
Okay, does this work?
Perfect. There we go, Drew. There we go. So, Drew, we're going right into it. We just talked about this. We're going to talk about it again real quick with you.
But I can't hear anything.
We can hear you.
Sorry, guys. I can't hear anything. I hope you can hear me talking.
Drew, I'm gonna remove
I can't hear any audio at all.
Hey guys, I'm gonna add Drew back in, okay? but for now, we got to keep going, okay? Because this is getting a little repetitive. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go right into my stuff. We're 2 hours. We're 2 hours into this. I know JFK probably has some stuff to do. I know we all got some stuff to do, but everybody's been staying on. So, first things first, I'm like the first YouTube based concern. I learned all y'all's. I watched all y'all's videos except for Dirty Red and probably some of Fred's stuff. But other than that, I watched every video y'all had. I stalked all y'all's moves before it was slow motion. I was watching everything, because I was trying to figure out how I wanted to learn how to twirl, because I started twirling 2 years before I got in the bun. And, me and Santasio, we actually had class together at Bama. And we used to live close to each other. And I used to twirl in my backyard. And I used to be scared that Santasio would see me twirling before I was a newt. You know what I'm saying? So it was it was always a crazy time. But I think for me, my worst experience twirling was probably twirling while I was online. I don't get too deep into that, but y'all can catch the drift. The noobs is watching this, and in my best experience, when Dirty Red saw me twirl at Houston Conclave 2013, that was the same battle where Paco won, but for me, it was such a big deal because Dirty Red was, like I said earlier when Dirty Red first got on, Dirty Red was like the boogeyman. He was like the guy that you heard about, but you never saw. Some guy from Southwest Province that was so much better than Zorro. And if he had caught Zorro when they were both in their prime, it would have been, a really close battle. And so to see Dirty Red there, that just meant everything to me. That was the same week. That was the same weekend I twirled in front of Bun B, and I twirled in front of thousands of noops, and anybody I could battle, I battled at Houston Conclave 2013. And I had an amazing time. I'm trying to think of some other times. I had some other amazing times. I'm gonna get into some video. If Drew, if I can get Drew to get in here, we'll talk with Drew. But if not, what do you got? Hey Drew, is it better?
I did have this right. Oh, maybe I have to pull this off and see what that does. See if I can hear this.
I can hear you.
Dirty Red, you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, Dirty Red, look, we stole.
Okay, I'm almost done.
Y'all did, and I remade the show.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up now.
Some of the fucking routines that y'all had, bro. Like I create shows. I did a lot of shows myself, team, bro. They were so intricate and detailed. Nigga, I used to watch y'all tapes for I
gotta go,
like 2-3 days one time.
Wait, James.
I had it down packed.
Hey, Drew said, wait, James.
2 seconds.
I had it down packed.
I got another meeting, man.
I know. 1 second. 1 second.
Paco, hold on. Say something, Drew.
1 second.
Say something, Drew.
You gotta send me one of them shows.
I'm gonna get
YouTuber, man.
I'm gonna get in touch with you about that video.
Talk.
That's all I wanted to say.
Boy,
all three.
Dirty Red, boy.
Huh? Yeah.
All three claims.
You made me want some. You made
send me your number on Facebook.
All right. It's the
Appreciate
same number.
that.
All right.
I'll call you later today.
All right.
Us Birmingham niggas, we take this shit to the hall.
This is great.
Thanks, JFK.
All right.
We take this shit to the hall.
All right, Drew. Drew, you ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So Drew, we're gonna go right into it. So for the guys who do not know, this is Drew Brown from Mew chapter. He was out there twirling by himself for several years, and then he kind of reemerged and started dropping videos on YouTube and all that stuff. Drew, I watched a lot of your stuff well before I met you. Appreciate you hopping on here with everybody. So I'm asking everybody the same questions. What's your worst? And then who do you think is the best twirler you've seen that is not you? And then you can just elaborate on whatever else you want to talk about.
Oh, yeah, you said best show, I think. You said worst show, and let me see. I think the best show that comes to mind for me is, oh man. I need to put this 1 second.
Rob,
did you hear me?
I can hear him.
We can hear him, Paco.
I can hear him.
Okay.
I can hear him. Keep talking, Drew.
All right. So I think lately the best show that comes to mind for me was a performance at North Carolina A&T. Everything just went really right. It was back in like 97 or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of performances that I'm proud of. But that one, and unfortunately I recorded over the video of it, so that made it hard. Or my first step show, I won my first step show as a one-man show at Clark. That show was probably the best because I almost had a heart attack. This kind of thing. It's kind of difficult for me to pick one. There have been some good shows for me. They're all different. But anyway, the worst performance, I would say that I got hired to do a show they just basically paid my travel expenses to perform at like Conway Alumni in Arkansas or something like that. And the lighting was really bad. The audio was bad. I got frustrated. I couldn't see. And, that one probably I would say is the worst experience that I've had in a performance. And it wasn't really their fault exactly. It was more of me getting frustrated during a performance, which was, the problem.
Hey, Drew, I got a better question for you. Okay, we just broke this down, and I want you to break it down. I want you to break down what happened on this fateful day right here. Let's see if I can get it.
Yeah. Okay. So with that one, I have two minds going on. In one mind, I think about Kappa inside. I wish I could figure out where this camera is. I think about Kappa inside its own culture, but I also think about things internationally. And so I want to talk about both of these zones. Is that okay for 2 seconds?
Yeah. Come on.
Inside Kappa, well, okay, so my personality type, I'm an ENTP. Sometimes I can be a bit abrasive, a bit nonconformist, a bit competitive, a bit mean. And I kind of apologize for that behavior. I think it's not necessarily a very good fit, the way I go about things inside Kappa culture. But you have to understand that where I came from, and I came from a place of isolation. I didn't have like a whole province around me or a lot of people to teach me. I learned by myself in a field. I didn't have high school frats, none of it. I was going off of just basically legends. And the rules were do the hardest tricks, have the most style, never drop, never make excuses. And me personally, I look at that the Kane, I'm the Kane master, not the Kane. Now, video can prove that the canes that I use, those plastic canes, are actually more difficult to use. I can prove that by just showing video. But I feel like that, even that concept of, because I've performed with wood canes, I can perform with plastic canes. To me, it's just, that's not an excuse. And then I've been in shows against whole step teams. That's where my actual background is battling step teams. And you just do what it takes to win. You're battling just different styles. And that's just my opinion. I know that those other people have a different perspective and opinion. I can respect that. But I'm really actually not interested in that competition at this point. I'm not. Right now, I practice 3 hours a day. I'm still hungry. I'm still working on stuff. And I'm not worried about Kappa competition or any of that, or Kappa style. I'm not worried about that right now. What I'm more focused on, and I think that we should have a Kappa champion, so to speak, on the international level. The way I see it is there's some cats out there that are professional Kane artists. And I would like to make sure that a Kappa is the most skilled Kane master of all time in the context of professional and the Berry Brothers and, just the entire thing. So I would ask you guys to help train me to be competing at that level now. I'm not really interested in battling at Conclave or any of that. I'm more interested in what Mr. Slide does and that other guy, I can't pronounce his name. Those to me are the most skilled Kane artists on the planet, just based on the difficulty of the tricks, the number of tricks, the number of hours it takes to get the trick, just the technical aspects of it. And of course, they have a ton of showmanship because they do it for a living. I would like to be able to battle those guys. And I would like to be able to represent Kappa in that particular context. And the Canes are going to be different. And the rules are going to be different. And so I would like coaching, especially after I work on, right now I'm working on a world record. After I get...
Can we focus on the question, man?
Excuse me?
Can we focus on the question? We don't went off, man.
Which question did you want to answer?
Drew, look, Drew, this is what we want to know, man. I done went through like a couple of your videos, but this was the main thing. I really want you to go in depth about basically what we were talking about earlier, which was the 2011 Kappa Alpha Psi conclave where you won. Can you see the video?
Yeah, I mean, I saw that. I really don't want to talk that much about this competition because I'd rather just release a video and just show what happened based on the video. And from my perspective, it was to try to make this story really short. I was talking to James Keith on the phone earlier that day and wasn't even sure that I was going to perform in that at all. And they had this thing where it was old school, new school. They made the cutoff at like 2000, the year 2000. I saw that the old school guys wouldn't be able to hold their own against the new school guys. I asked them to change the thing so it would break it up into more even teams. They didn't do that. So that's why I entered the competition, was to just represent old school guys. Okay. In my bag, I had wood canes. I had plastic canes. The plastic canes I had different types of plastic canes. The ones I chose were heavier than the light plastic canes and a little bit lighter than wood. And I just played to win. Now, the competition went, from what I saw, there was a situation where I did some twirling, I spun the cane on my head, and at that point, it seemed like I had won. If I recall correctly, some of the contestants went to stage right and said, twirl off, so there could be another round or whatever. And so then we did another round, and I came out on top again. And I just played to win. Don't drop. That's the rules. Impress the crowd, do the highest skilled shit, and that's it. Like, that's all.
You balance the plastic cane on your head. That's not even freestyling, bro.
I understand that okay, hold on. Let me say this about Kane freestyle and Kappa Kane twirling. There was no fucking limit on what you could do. You could use as many canes as you want. You could bring out any innovative tricks. You could bring any skill you wanted. I'm from the Midwest. I didn't have this conformity. I don't have a culture where they say you can't do anything. It was do whatever you can do, the highest skill, be as innovative as possible, achievement with the cane, skill, style, don't drop. That's it. Now, if you're like, well, you're not doing our style, I'll give you that. You can be the best in your style. I'm not trying to be the best in your style. I'm trying to just be the best. That's the best art that I can give you. All I do is what I think is cool. All I'm gonna do is what I think, what I value. And if the crowd likes it, they like it. If they don't like it, they don't like it.
Great performance.
And that's it. And we all know that my canes are actually more difficult to use. They're too light. We know that. It's on video. We don't have to talk about that. There's no excuses. I'm just like, so I hear the excuses, and that's not
what are they? Drew, what?
I ain't got no excuses. I'm already the king, Phil. I ain't got no excuses. I'm good.
Okay, so that's it. What were you gonna ask, Steve?
All right. Shit, man. This is for anybody that's watching this. Drew and Paco have been having this conversation for like 7 years.
Yeah, and I can give you the thing on video. I can show you the story on video because the truth is on video. The truth is on video. That's all I have to say. I have the video. I'll release it when I actually care. But it's not that relevant. Like, this is a conversation from 2011. We're still hearing excuses for why I lost the competition. It's like, just take your losses, take your L. Hell, if you ain't losing, you ain't competing. So many people are like, I'm undefeated. Nigga, I'm undefeated.
Hey, Drew, respect, man. Respect, bro.
All right, I'm sorry. I get a little bit extra. Sorry.
Remember, we're not in a frat house, y'all. We on YouTube, so everybody can see it.
We only got 16 people watching, if I recall correctly.
No. But anybody can watch this.
One question, man. One question.
I'm answering questions from the host.
No. It's not condescending. I'm just gonna ask one question. For real.
Okay.
My question is this: if we had told the bros in that moment that you were
nobody cares.
Drew. Hey, man, deference, man.
Oh my God.
If we had told the bros in that moment that you were using classic hollow canes,
nobody cares about your excuse, Paco. Nobody cares. Honestly, I don't really have respect for people who can't just use whatever cane they're handing.
I'm asking a question.
You know what? Let me say this. I do about history though, real quick. So I'll answer your question later, Paco.
No.
When I first came up back in '93, I used to throw a short cane, like 21 inches. Okay, and the reason why is because of difference. Older brothers would take the cane, so I can respect using shorter canes. I just wanted to comment on that.
If the brothers knew you had classic canes, do you think it would have been the same?
About the 26 inches being the ideal cane length comment from earlier. That was remember that one?
Exactly.
We were talking about ideal cane length.
We should have told the bros. We should have told
Hey, Paco and Drew.
Yeah.
Hey, Paco, Drew.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, look, y'all gonna chill out, okay?
Oh, no, it's right.
I was just answering the question. What question did?
Well,
that's
look.
all.
So, Drew, I got one more question for you.
Okay.
Right? Y'all stressing me out. Shit. Look, y'all.
Hey, Fred. What's up, Fred? Fred is one of my. Fred is amazing. I actually
agree.
Drew,
I gotta give a lot of
question
credit
for you,
Drew, because Fred is the most ambitious cane master I've ever seen in my life. Well, I hope to be as ambitious as he is. But Fred definitely, from what I've seen, his ambition, I've literally been in a battle with Fred. I have seen this. He is very, very ambitious, very creative. And I thought that Fred is like the standard. That was the standard for me, like the multi-cane, the do whatever, you know. And so there were no rules that Fred had to follow. He could just do, and I really respect that. And that's what inspired me, is because when I went to Texas, I was like, what is possible? What is acceptable? What should I do? And so I had this whole vision of being able to just throw canes in the air, you know, but also catch them, you know, and that's why I developed a style like that, because, you know, I wanted to be like more of that, you know what I mean? So definitely inspiring. And I thought that Fred was like this, you know, the standard that you had to do in order to just be a normal cane master. You had to do multi-cane, you had to twirl one cane, you had to do two canes. You had to be innovative. You know, and Fred did all that.
Fred was sick. Fred is sick.
All right, so the next thing I got, guys, Drew, we're at 2.5 hours in.
I need to go.
First of all, like I said, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody hopping on. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna try to show y'all one of my videos. Not one of these. These are some of my older videos, but I want to show y'all something that I did here recently. Probably in the last couple of years, but let me see if I can share this with y'all.
Hey, Rod. They told me that you had performed at that Parker thing last year. I just saw the tape of that the other day.
Hey, can y'all see this?
Hey, like
You're in Birmingham getting off a little bit.
man, that was like, hey, say the bros, man. I was like, okay, I do what I gotta do, man.
Can y'all see this video? What's going on right now?
No.
Y'all can't see it?
You
Okay.
click though. You click though.
Hold on.
Hey, thanks, man.
That was like having Superman or Goku in the crowd.
Okay.
You know what?
Hey, Jamal did this thing this year, man.
Oh man, you should have stepped with that man too, bro. You should have
Jamal,
stepped with that.
man. I was down.
He did a one-man show, fam. You could have stepped with it. You could have stepped with it, man.
Hey, man, I made the time. Jamal made the excuses.
What I did a one-man show.
It did well. It did well. He need me.
It did well.
It did well.
Man, I know that nigga was tired, boy. I saw his face. That was a long show.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, look, guys, we're gonna wrap up, man. I don't really care to show my stuff just because it don't matter in the grand scheme of things compared to all y'all.
Oh no, you matter, man.
Yeah, you do.
You matter.
You're important, Steve.
I appreciate it.
You won the best. You were the best I've ever seen, bro.
Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate it, man.
No cap. No cap.
You know, it's interesting. I have stories with. You said what, Paco?
You the last in Birmingham, boy. You the last. You've been all right.
Wow, right.
One of the few.
We would have came from the brickyard to see you.
Hey, bro, man. You know, so like, I'm gonna give y'all some background. I'm gonna put one of my videos up, and I'm gonna tell y'all some stories real quick. I'll talk for like 5 minutes, guys, and then we're gonna be done.
That college thing you did, you was on the college game day week that time, Twirl?
Yeah, man, that was insane.
That was live.
Yeah, man, like I've had some kind of crazy things happen because I really put my all into this art. You know what I'm saying? This video was taken in 2010, so this is like a year, like less than a year into the bond for me. But you know, I have stories with basically everybody that's been on here, whether it's James Keith, whether it's Zorro, Drew. I've spent a lot. What y'all don't know is I've actually spent a lot of time twirling with Drew. I'll probably twirl more. I'll probably twirl Paco and Drew the most out of everybody we talked to that's been on this call with everybody. And it's interesting how similar Kane Masters are when it comes to twirling. You know, like for Drew, this video y'all about to watch, I was twirling with Zorro. Zorro walks up to me. Now keep in mind, Zorro is he's a part of my chat. He's my pro fight. This is my first time I met Zorro, and he had dreadlocks. and he's twirling with 3
Yo,
canes. Snoop was twirling with 3 canes. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, this is insane. Like, I had never even seen anybody attempt 3 canes, and he was just like, yeah, man. He was just shooting the shit, going through with 3 canes. I'm like, come on, man. And so, also during this, time, it was me, Miles, and Drew all there that day, and Drew had me twirling on a park bench doing some wild shit. You know what I'm saying?
I still have
like
that footage.
Yeah, man. Like, and this was in my time where I was really trying to figure it out.
That's a UAB.
Yeah, it's the UAB. Yeah, and so you know, it was just like I wanted to be like y'all so bad, man. Like, I wanted people to know my name. I wanted people to know that Edekai still had Kanemasters, and I wanted people to know that I'm ready to embarrass you. So you better get ready. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to embarrass people, man, like, because I wanted to be that good. And yeah, and it took me, I didn't meet Paco until my best friend's probate 2 years after I got in the bond. And I remember being like, people been pumping me up like, Steve, you need to battle Paco. I see Paco, and I don't even got the nuts to battle him. I was like, bro, live in Montgomery now, man. You want to twirl sometime? Like, I was scared of Paco, because he was so good at that point, because he had been on 106 and Park and all that shit. And so seeing Paco, I was like, this is like 2 years into the bond for me. I'm like, Paco a celebrity, man. And I had some crazy experiences over the years. And I hope that anybody that's watching this, old or young, man,
hey man, that nigga Steve came to my house, man. Look, man. He came to my house, man. He was like, yeah, how somebody be trying to talk to you nice, but they kind of want to battle at the same time. But let's, he ain't saying it, but he's saying it. Yeah, let's just go outside real quick. I was saying shit, yeah. Let's go outside real quick. Yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? We end up sitting there going over net tricks, showing about it, you have your flow that goes right into your tricks without there being a stop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Steve, close that gap, close that from move your transition gaps. From what do you do? What do you do before you go into your tricks? What is the allure?
The filler. The filler.
You know what I'm saying? What are your transitions? Everything can't be so erratic. Some things have to be like brilliant art, even though art is erratic. You know what I'm saying, to a certain extent, but you know what I'm saying, like condensing. You know what I'm saying? I've always believed crowd likes tricks. Tricks give you the wow. You can twirl all day. You can go through every leg, but if you don't have a finishing move, you're just really just twirling your cane. There's got to be twirling, twirl, twirl, twirl. It's got to be a punchline to every twirl, almost like a sentence or a joke. You know,
a punchline.
Yeah, I call this punctuation.
My bad. I found some more videos of myself. I'm gonna show y'all this real quick.
Yeah, work out.
And then
you deserve it too, man. For real.
Yeah.
You climbed the ladder. You climbed the ladder pretty quick, boy.
Hey man, it took an focus, man. Like,
oh my God, really? I knew you really.
Hey man. It was part of his process, man.
I'm trying to play this video without the audio, guys. So just give me a second, and we might just.
Rod, like I said earlier, Rod, I was almost 80K. I almost came to 80K.
Man, that'd have been crazy. Hey, Miles Gamble, killer.
Miles Gamble, killer.
Oh,
yeah.
Killer.
Miles is actually in the comments.
My freshman year after my fall semester, I was going to transfer to Alabama, but my grandma wouldn't let me. I wasn't. Toby, Wendell, Jamal, all these boys called me. And it was like, man, Paco, if you come down here, we have the greatest step team ever. He said, no.
Crazy.
They talked to me, bro. They talked to me about it for about 3 hours, bro. They sold me. Y'all finna come too.
Man, that's crazy.
Cause y'all got all the Kanemasters in Alabama. In fact, like from one chapter, the most. The most known.
Yeah.
Well,
I did a lot of Brain BZ back from the Ike and Bill, era, and from the
Stanley Turner. Yeah. Stanley Turner was a killer.
Oh yeah, Stanley.
Hey guys.
Stanley Turner was a real killer.
I'm gonna play these videos.
He was a man.
I might play these videos.
Where are you located?
Huh?
Steve, where are you located?
I'm in Nashville right now. I'm working in Nashville, but I don't live in the United States anymore. So yeah, I'm here like part time, but normally I live in Brazil now. So
all right,
Paco. Yeah, I live in Brazil now, for the most part. So, I'm learning a lot of new stuff there. But anyway, I'm gonna play this, and we're gonna let it run out. Drew, I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna just drop.
Let me give you my new. I'll hit you up. Let's have a conversation later.
Send me your message. Send me your information, man.
On Facebook. I'll send you a message on Facebook.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Great. Thanks, man. All right, guys.
Thank you.
So for everybody, so everybody else was watching, guys. I appreciate everybody staying on as long as y'all did. And I'm glad that everybody was able to hop on here and share all this information. I'm so happy that we have the technology to share this kind of stuff, because we talk about these kind of things with each other all the time. All these little stories and back and forth we share, guys, we have shared it together, and we're sharing this with the rest of the world, basically, so they can understand what this art is and what it means to us. But anyway, guys, thanks again. I appreciate y'all so much. Liam, I saw you were trying to get in here, but I think we got to get out. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna share with y'all just some video of me, and then we'll be done. Okay. Where I'm at. There we go. Can't work. I'm gonna show y'all some of my stuff. Who in here? Let's see. Oh yeah, it's Blake. Blake recorded that one.
Pearl white king, the pink job fly, big time on the loose, got my bitch riding fine. And every time I pull out, I'm iced up. When I step up in the club, I like bitch. Back on my saddle, blowing purple out the truck, candy paint, rally stripe, bitch shining like us. Curly white Maybach, hatchback, automatic strap, stash spot under the rack. Bitch ready to spray that. Touring grinds, hard times, getting mines. Uptown, big time, doing time. Harley Davis, baby. Cash money is what pay me, so you pay me high grade, baby. Black gold, 100 mil off the floor. Never told, now you know how I go, bitch.
All right, guys. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go now. Have a good rest of y'all's weekend. Happy Easter, and we'll be trying to have another one of these conversations another time soon.